Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Hello and welcome to Spaced Out Radio. Tonight is Hump Day. Yep, that means it's Science Bob and friends getting ready to come on the air. Science Bob, cleanly polished head, freshly shaven, and he's even tweaked his chest hairs for this one. Yes, he has. Later on, Tim James is going to join us. Little Timmy in the backwoods for hour 3. He's sitting in studio. He's trimmed his mustache so you can actually see his lips. It looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. Best part about tonight, we have each and every one of you here as well because you guys really make this show. We have Race Fan in the gold medal position. SJ with a silver, Tim Mothman and his goatee sharing the bronze medal tonight. Hi, Chris Laker and Robert Lamoth. Kitty Cattywhack, how you doing? Brown Dwarf and Cosmic Joe, thanks for coming on in. Eternity Eternal. Dragonfly has returned. Dragonfly will be signing autographs after the show. Line up to the left of the studio, if you don't mind, to the left of the studio. Wes Decker, Area 53, how are you? Good to see you, buddy. Paramarv, thanks for coming on in. Deanna Ann, what's happening? Good to have you all here. Little Timmy in the backwoods in the chat room. He's also in front of me, but in the chat room. In front of me and in the chat room. Lee the Bee, what's happening? Laura Lobbs, nice to see you. Number 21 in your program, starting at left wing tonight from Stockholm, Sweden. Lars Jansson, 48 goals in just 68 games. Guy's incredible. We call him a sniper on the ice. Kurt M., nice to see you. Human Carl is here, a great member of the United States Air Force, great veteran. Thank you for your service, Human Carl. We love you here, man. All right, continuing on. Karyn in the Woo train. You know what? It's that time of the night where I usually say, I am Pam. I am Pam. I am Pam. Science Bob is Pam, too. Yep. Hey, Tim, you are Pam. And you know what, Tim? I am Pam.
We are Pam.
We are Pam. Ozzy, how you doing? Thomas Rock, thanks for coming on in. Lisa Smith and John Lamb. John Lamb with the new fangoed beard sent me a picture earlier today. That John Lamb's beard, not John, but John Lamb's beard will be signing autographs after the show as well. Line up to the right of the studio, if you don't mind, to the right of the studio. Thunderhead, how you doing? Good to see you. Swamp Gas Jenkins, Rugged Source, Mr. Cowley, Major Lee, Necessary Dialogue, JSCO, Chad Palmer, been a while. Nice to see you here. Nina Williams, thanks for coming on in. Robert Anthony, good to have you here. Jessica S. Nice to see you. Christine Lynn, good to see you. Jeremy Jones, nice to have you back. Hi, Alien Critter. Gong Show, what's happening? And I am Pam. Cliff Sy, how are you? Miss Mary, thanks for coming on in. Cat Chaser, thank you for being awesome and kicking off the super chat tonight. We always appreciate your love and support of SOR. And la 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 la. Right. How are you? Matthew Goodka, Melvin from Mars. La la. Thank you for that lovely super chat. I love you, my friend. I hope you're doing well and taking care of Science Bob oh so well. Abbott Hoffman, how are you? And who's next on the list? Toe Tag. And Broken Shadow Feather, how are you? Let's get the radio side going. Hello and welcome to the radio and podcast side of Spaced Out Radio. My name is Dave Scott, Science Bob and friends coming up at you here momentarily. We are in roll call. Simon the Likeable, how are you? 1971 Marmaduke, thank you for joining us. Amy Amanda, how are you? Welcome to SOR Chat. And I am Pam. If you want to know who I am Pam. Pam Harris is Pam as well. Mac Geek, how are you? And Rono good to see you. We're running out of time here. Totally, I'm space kinetic today. Magneticus, thanks for joining us. All right, let's just get this show on the road. Throw those horns up, everybody. Let's rock. The mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world. This, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Tonight's show, actually, let's get to our social media. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by visiting Chive Charities today. You can find out on our website. Power show of fun tonight. As Science Bob is always a good time. Dr. Bob McGwier talking about the who, what, when, where, why, and how of all things weird and strange. So we're going to get to him momentarily. Then in hour number 3, we have Steve Stockton from Tales Untold. And I'm going to introduce you to my latest creation. He's alive. Tim James is going to join us. If you're in our YouTube chat room, he's Tim in the Backwoods. I call him Little Timmy in the Backwoods because I call everybody Little Timmy or Little something. I don't know why. It's just Little Marky Spender, Little Davy Altman, Little Science Robert, Little Robert M. McGwier, Little Robbie McGwier. He's on the air. Anyways, Tim is going to be taking over the UFO report. And we're going to get to know him a little bit and why this is important to him coming up in hour 3. So that way, when he starts his reports on Friday, you guys will know who he is. Yeah, that's the way we do it. I love this time of the month. And the reason why I love this time of the month is because my good buddy Science Bob gets to come on the air with us. And, you know, when he gets wound up, literally, he's like the Gravitron. Remember that carnival ride, the Gravitron, where you get sucked against the wall and you can barely move because the G-forces have a hold of you? Well, Science Bob is like those G-forces. Once he gets into your skin with his knowledge about UFOs, about paranormal phenomena, about the darker side of the hidden secrets from his days as an agent in the CIA and the NRO, well, this is why he captivates me each and every time. And the best part about it is I'm so proud to be able to call him and his significant other, Lala Bright, very, very close friends, like family. Science Bob, it's good to have you back on Spaced Out Radio, my man. How are you?
I'm doing super. It's too dadgum hot here in Maryland, but in humid. But you're hotter than we are. Sounds like you're as humid. Nice. But we got stuff going on, weird stuff happening in the house. So it's weird.
95 degrees here today.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Yeah, it hit right around 95. I think it was 95. It got close if it didn't make it. But the humidity was way up there, 70%. That is all high humidity for that temperature.
You know what I love about my area though? No humidity.
Yeah, you're in a desert.
Dry heat. Dry heat. I'll
Yep.
take dry heat anytime.
Yep, no kidding.
So, Bob, you have, I've watched you evolve over the years since we became friends in 2024. And, we're like family now. And I think that's a safe thing to say with you after all this time. And, I love you to death. And I've watched you evolve from a very high critical scientist who used to be one of the department heads at Virginia Tech University. You've done things that you cannot talk about for both the CIA and the NRO and whatever other alphabet agency you were working for that you will go to your grave with. But I've watched you morph into somebody who was very skeptical, a believer, but very highly skeptical about the phenomena, to a true believer. How did you take that turn for our audience?
Beginning with Chris Bledsoe, and seeing and experiencing miraculous healings, having hitchhiker follow me home, seeing orbs and craft at my home, including like triangle of orbs flying around in my front yard and a craft flying under the trees in my backyard. And then meeting Lala, and it went from, okay, I have weird stuff happening, to, okay, weird stuff is my life. And it's like, and I've lost all interest in convincing people of the veracity of this. Look, the only people who don't believe the phenomenon is real, the only people that don't believe psi abilities are real, the only people that don't believe remote viewing is real, the only people that don't believe we can perceive the future, the only people that don't believe in time travel, they are not reading peer-reviewed scientific papers, and they're beyond hope. I mean, Dean Radin is a wrecking ball on disbelief, and Russell Targ and me living with Lala and experience all this. I don't need to prove anything to anyone, stuff is real. But I'm out there trying to help people get past the BS, telling them how government works, because it doesn't matter how many times you explain how wrong most people's feelings are about how government secrecy works. You just need to constantly give them a refresher course and be understanding about it, because most people haven't lived with it for 3 decades like I did. So there's that, and just understanding that I've come to realize that if 10% of the people in the outside world experience stuff, it's probably higher than that inside the intelligence community. It's full of experiencers.
There's something that I responded to on social media today. A friend of mine, Katie, who is a renowned cryptozoologist, she posted this from a person on her Facebook page today. I want to read it to you. It's a little long, but I'm going to read it.
Go ahead. Why not? Let's discuss it.
The title is How to Better Cryptozoology. This is from one of these armchair quarterback skeptics, okay? And it ties into exactly what you were just saying. And that's why I felt it's important to say. We need to stop pretending that science doesn't look into cryptozoology. It has, over and over again. Neil Gemmel's 2019 Edna study of Loch Ness, Darren Naish, Loxton and Prothero 2013, Brian Sykes, and so forth. Number 2, we need to further the use of the scientific method, skepticism, Occam's razor, and critical thinking, and ignore pareidolia, cranks who engage in credential mongering and frauds, Max Hawthorne, Katie Elizabeth, Forrest Gallant, Jonathan Whitcomb, Melba Ketchum, David Politis. Number 3, we need to recognize that anecdotes are useless as evidence and do nothing to further the field, as they are notoriously unreliable and unprovable. Anecdotes do not make a science. 10 anecdotes are no better than 1, and 100 anecdotes are no better than 10. Historian of science Frank Sutherway. As the saying goes in science, extraordinary, let's get back to names here because it cut off a little bit. Krantz Meldrum were wrong. Gigantopithecus is proven to be an orangutan relative, not an upright hominid. Pterosaurs were not leathery nor featherless and bat-winged. Sauropods were not fat-limbed aquatic swamp dwellers. Keep AI out of cryptozoology. It's irreparable damage to the field, as predicted by Nate Breslin. True believer subset of cryptozoology as the field's own worst enemy. The true believer, as Nash called it, subset of cryptozoology is the biggest hindrance to credibility within the field. True believers have already decided that a given cryptid exists because of their world views, as they are belief-based, representing an anti-science, anti-scientific method, almost religious sect. When presented with the burden of proof, example, it's on the individual to making the claim to prove it. A true believer will respond, we are not required to prove anything, that we have done our research. Asking us to prove it means that the person asking us is too lazy to do their own research or, quote, to know. True believers are all too eagerly, without any critical thinking, Occam's razor, or skepticism altogether. What's your thoughts on that?
This is a person. This extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Argue they're lazy. They're lazy because all they need to do is put down their wall of disbelief and go look at the published papers that are great. We have our friend Michael Paul Masters, our friend from Montana Tech of the University of Montana, Tim Lomas and Brendan Case, both of them at Harvard, have a peer-reviewed paper in philosophy and cosmology called the Crypto-Terrestrial Hypothesis, a case for scientific openness to a concealed early earthly explanation for unidentified anomalous phenomena. And that's peer-reviewed and accepted. And two junior scientists from Harvard are co-authors. And then people need to go read the hundreds of papers and books by Dean Radin. They need to go read everything that Hal Puthoff and Eric Davis and Russell Targ and all of those guys have written about. Kevin Knuth and those are about the science of UAP, to realize there's actual real science going on. And the only people who say there's nothing are those who aren't looking. And I want to remind this person that the United States government has said that videos and other evidence we have seen are evidence of unknowns. They're not from our peer adversaries, and we cannot identify them. So this is me telling the guy to F off and back up.
See, here's the problem that I have with posts like this, Bob. Okay. And I believe point blank that there is a lot of room for skepticism. And I don't believe for a second that the majority of people who experience something do not think logically first. When I see something in the forest move, I'm not immediately thinking Bigfoot or Dogman. I'm thinking bear. I'm thinking moose. I'm thinking mountain lion. I'm thinking deer, whatever the animal may be. If I see something in the sky flying, I immediately check my maps. Where is Venus? Where is Mars? Where is the International Space Station? Where is Elon Musk's row of satellites? Starlink. Okay. I am looking for airplanes flying over. Does it have a red light and a flashing green light or blue light, whatever it might be? Is there any flashing white lights on it? I mean, these armchair quarterbacks of skeptics, they're worse than Google doctors.
Yeah.
They're Google scientists. I've seen so many people who barely have a grade 12 education talk to scientists such as yourself or Gary Nolan or others of high credibility and honor and stature in this field and rip you guys like you guys have a third year CompuCollege college degree.
Well, the thing I want, Gary Nolan and I and others like us, and there are lots of us, and I've just named several. You'll notice that we can get irritated, but we mostly just blow those people off because we know where science is being done. And Gary Nolan's not afraid to do the woo. He went on with Vinny and Katie, and they've announced this set of experiments they're doing, and and Chris Bledsoe and Tyler both had EEGs done by neuroscientists and neurologists who were specialized in that, and see that they have anomalous readings on these EEGs when they're doing their thing, talking to UAPs or talking to spirits. And there are real events going on in their brain. So, and that the specialists that did the EEGs on both of them haven't seen anything like it before. So it's good to see that. And look, Gary Nolan, he's been nominated for a Nobel Prize. He started 11 companies using patents, and the patents and his companies produce outcomes that led the path from mapping of the human genome to CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing. Gary Nolan is a world-class scientist. Harold Puthoff got nominated for a Nobel Prize for quantum electronics. He wrote the first textbook on quantum electronics. Russell Targ made major developments in the early history of lasers. These are true scientists, and they've gone off and done remote viewing and experienced other things and sat on the stages in front of rich people and said, ET is here, they're with us. I mean, it's just enough. I just ignore these people now because and Neil deGrasse Tyson's one of my least favorites, for example.
Where do you think this animosity towards science and people such as yourselves comes from the UFO community?
Well, there's animosity towards science from all sorts of places. The pharmaceutical industry has made a lot of mistakes, and there's a lot of science in it. So there's a lot of distrust. And the government has lied and hidden things and done rotten experiments that may have produced stuff, but the experiments were rotten and harmed people. And so there's just this general distrust. And there's an overall growth in distrust, and it's all over the world, led by populism, because people are feeling uncomfortable with any form of government, whether it's yours or theirs, and they just don't trust people who are experts. They don't want to hear from people who are experts. In the United States, we have an entire political party that is determined to end all use of experts in government. And if the Congress doesn't actually write down specifically in a bill what the government should do, no bureaucrat can make it up from an enabling piece of legislation. I mean, and that's over half the country in the United States. And we're a fairly reasonably educated and highly technological and accomplished country. And we lead the world in lots of things, but we still have half the population that doesn't believe in experts and doesn't trust them.
Getting off the political side and going towards the UFO side of things, Bob, you have been in this field now for 4 years, out in public at least. Who knows how many prior to that? And I'm wondering for you, as we move towards this summer, I called this show the Dog Days of Ufology on this one, because like baseball, we have the dog days of summer. And we seem to be in that right now. I mean, Congress is off for the summer. The Canadian Parliament is not sitting right now due to summer holidays. It really is a slow time. We are expecting to hear whether or not we're going to get more hearings this month, next month, September. I don't know if we will or not. I mean, the dog days doesn't mean there isn't any news. What's happening behind the scenes?
Well, I mean, we have Danny Sheehan that whether he was supposed to or not, has come out and said loudly and publicly on any place that'll have him on that the 40 whistleblowers that supported Grush have testified to the United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. So that means Marco Rubio and Warner and their peers have heard the testimony or read the testimony or heard it from Grush's whistleblowers. And furthermore, he stated emphatically that their testimony was given under oath in a skiff.
Okay. Do you think, though? I mean, because everything has hit the brakes here.
Yeah,
David,
well, I mean, just look at the political situation in the United States. Nothing is going to happen in Washington, D.C. of anything major import, bill-wise and other, until after the election. We're going to get a continuing resolution until after the election. And so there's just nothing going to happen in D.C. unless there's some kind of disaster or a war, which could happen any day. I mean, NATO is celebrating its 75th anniversary right now in Washington, D.C. And they are saying, China and Russia, we've had it with you. That they voted that out today. And so Russia has got to be feeling, and F-16s arriving in Ukraine. So I'm just telling you, the world is in turmoil. Politics in the U.S. is in turmoil. We just had the Supreme Court make presidents kings, literally made them kings and above the law, literally. And so, I mean, there's just a lot of turmoil. So it just seems to a lot of people that UFOs are second fiddle. They've been here for hundreds of years, and so they're still here. But the thing that I think is driving this narrative is Lala and Chris and Jason Sands and Steve and all these other whistleblowers that are kind of coming out now are all saying that the communications say, we're coming, we're getting our stuff, we're getting our prisoners, and we're killing every one of you before we leave.
Well, that's nice. That's very proud. That's Canadian humor there, Bob.
Yeah, I know. I got the subtlety of it. So, I mean, so Jason said all that. I know he talked to you and Courtney a lot before anybody else knew him. But a year and a half ago, Lala did a reading for me, and she said, I won't say exactly how I got the reading done, but it was reasonably clever. And because I picked the right person for her to read. And during that reading, she got, there's a commander of some kind of vessel. He's coming and he's not human. He's got humans with him, and they're PO'd and they're coming to get stuff. And they're gonna do it with a wrecking ball. That was over a year ago. Before I knew who this guy was in Las Vegas that you were talking to. I mean, yeah, I'm hearing this stuff all over the place. And I believe, Dave, that I know, and thus will not tell, what the secret is that the secret keepers will wreck a person's life or take it for. I think I know the secret. And it's kind of obvious. In other words, it's one of those things that's out in plain sight and obvious. And so I get it. I absolutely get it, as a matter of fact. So,
all right, Bob, hold on right there. We're going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. Science Bob is here on Spaced Out Radio for Science Bob and Friends. We will continue in the second half hour. What is proof? Let's find out from the doctor himself when we return on Spaced Out Radio.
Are we off?
Yeah.
Okay. So the secret I'm talking about, I believe that Amy in Huntsville was killed for it.
Right.
And since I'm not interested in getting her wiped out, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
I know. Well, just remember the audience can hear us, bud.
I know, yeah, but I'm not going to say what it is. So, hey, if you're spying on me, I'm not telling any secrets.
Flat 6 and Matthew Gutka, how you doing? Bob, remember what I showed you earlier? I'm just chatting with somebody about that right now, so please don't think I'm ignoring you here on purpose.
No. I'm doing something. I put a link in chat to Robert Hastings' book on UFO and nukes. I think that's a must read for people that care about this subject.
All right. We got about 1 minute.
Okay. Dead fish cheese spread. I like it. Invasion of the orange orbs. Well, they're everywhere. So I guess I would call them an invasion. What is with the I am Pam?
I am Pam.
I guess I am too.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to change your name here to
Science Pam on SOR.
no, just Science I am Pam. Yep. I'm going to change my name too. There we go. Now she can't do anything about it. Thank you to Cat Chaser and Lala for the super chats. Here we go with the next half hour. Here we go with the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. We love the fact that you are here with us, hanging on out, listening to all the weird, strange things we talk about each and every night. And I want to say that I am very grateful to everybody listening in on our terrestrial affiliates, because you guys are awesome. You make our night, and we make yours. We're all happy. One little community of weirdos talking about great things. Reminder to all of you that if you miss portions of this show or others, you can check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/spaced out radio or any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram, Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. What is proof? Let's just talk about this for a second on Science Bob and Friends with Dr. Bob McGwier. What is proof? AI has ruined videos. It's ruined photographs. Photoshop has ruined photographs. Audio can be edited. Yet the skeptics out there, Science Bob, always say they want empirical evidence of proof that there is stuff going on. Yet nobody can tell me what proof is.
Yep, I totally agree. So I continue to think that most of until we get sufficient funding sources to start testing real hypotheses, the only thing we're actually capable of is doing observational science. So that means try to capture with every scientific instrument that you can muster evidence of anything you experience. Because we are just beyond the time when, beyond taking you to personal belief, videos and pictures are just not going to do anything. They are not scientific evidence, especially now that they're so easily faked. And I mean, voices and foreign languages and all this other stuff. I mean, things that look like hieroglyphics. You're going to walk up and sit in front of Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, and just say, "Hey, please do this," and it'll write a 100-page paper for you on whatever you want it to, and make whatever pictures you want and videos you want. And the price of all these things are going to collapse through the floor because everybody and their brother's trying to get on it. So the market's going to be flooded.
I get that.
And Musk is not kidding when he says how much Tesla's going to be worth in 10 years, because they're going to sell that robot for $10,000. It'll start off at 20 and it's going to fall to 10,000, and labor will end overnight.
Better be better than his truck and cars, that's for sure.
Yeah, he has to have better form and fit. That is for absolutely sure.
All right. But Bob, and I don't mean to be rude when I say this, I'm not giving you a shot on this, but to me, as I listen to this in layman's terms, it still doesn't answer my question of what is proof.
Yeah. So proof of a thing is the evidence you have gathered through with scientific arguments applied to it forecloses any other option except what you're claiming.
But in the UFO community,
doesn't exist.
That doesn't matter, because they've already had their their preconceived notions of who you are, what you're about. They don't like the fact that you like green eggs and ham for breakfast, and therefore you're every negative word under the sun. It doesn't matter if you cured cancer or solved the UFO riddle or solved the near-death study in the paranormal. They don't care. They've already made up their mind.
Yep, totally agree. But look, I mean, look even closer to home. I mean, in Canada and the United States and in European countries, etc., that have elections, the majority of the population cannot be swayed by argument or proof. Even when things are in writing, they won't take arguments. So their minds are already made up, and the persuadable handful are a vast minority in every topic area. It's not just UFOs. We live in troubled times.
I understand the politics of it all, but how do you solve a mystery if nobody wants to believe the evidence that has come forward? Or there are groups out there hiding the evidence because they don't want the answers out so they can manipulate the benefits for themselves.
Totally agree. And my question is, until I see something actual legal action taking place to change things, nothing's going to happen.
So you don't believe in proof anymore as a scientist?
I don't believe proof will convince anyone. But there's lots of proof that convinces me. I've seen proof that convinces me. But and I have a skeptical scientific mind, and I'm still convinced because I saw, to me, what happened in these incidents I'm referring to. I saw evidence for which nothing but the nearly impossible was the actual logical conclusions of the things I saw. And so for me, that's enough. And because people are so negative, if they're on the opposite side of you, that there's nothing you can do to convince them, I'm done with convincing.
Is that why a lot of the science is going behind the scenes when it comes to UFOs?
Actually, a reason a lot of the science is going behind the scenes is let's take Brandon Fugel and his team. He is a good man with a good team. They're doing good work. They've made some mistakes, which of course the critics point out, but they've got some real stuff going on. It's really odd, but they are not interested in the United States government stamping it with eminent domain and taking it away from them, because they are interested in one thing: capitalizing on it. And so, why shouldn't that be the case when private money is doing most of the support of all the work you're talking about being done and not government?
Okay, so with that being said, I have heard from people north of the border, behind the scenes, that are saying that the entire discussion of UFOs / UAP is becoming real business, real fast, like an instantaneous $1 billion plus business.
Yep.
But nobody wants to talk publicly anymore because they don't want the scrutiny. They don't want the harassment. They don't want the scientific community, the Neil deGrasse Tysons of the world, coming at them. They don't want the public coming at them. They don't want the UFO wingnuts coming at them to try and shortchange their work publicly.
Do you know that I think we saw the publication of papers and designs by a NASA scientist who does a lot of engineering for NASA, anti-gravity that will accelerate objects to 1G with no propulsion? I think it's done. I think it's a done deal. And people don't even know about it. It's like it's nothing.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, we have a NASA scientist, well known, who is an expert in electrostatics, who has completed Townsend Brown's work in public and published a paper on it, and it has accelerated stuff to 1G without propulsion. Measured 1G. Not a little femto movement that they can say is heat. No, this is 1G you can't friggin' miss. Published paper. Videos done on it that you can go see. And it's just like the world is so full of fog, smoke, and noise. People are missing the nuggets, and they're out there. We had a paper come out recently that writes down the equations of time travel. It needs to be tested in a laboratory, and it might be years before we get there, but this is not a lunatic.
Will the UFO story ever come out?
The way you and I hoped it was going to in the last year, I doubt it.
And why do you doubt it now?
The world is in turmoil, and the secret that's being kept is the most important secret that could possibly be kept.
What is the secret? Is it that there is alien life here?
No. I mean, to me, that's bloody obvious. No, it's a bigger secret than that.
So tell our audience what it is.
No, I'm not. I've said I wouldn't, and I'm not going to. But I'm just telling you, the secret is like Elizondo. I'm going to sound like Elizondo. The secret is worth keeping.
You know what? I will say this. Do you remember a couple of years ago when I did the Elizondo interview where I got him to almost admit that he's seen an alien gray?
Yeah.
Do you remember that interview?
Yeah, and I suspect we're going to learn a lot when his book comes out.
Well, somebody out there was actually sharing that reply on Twitter recently, and I got tagged in it. And I'm really surprised, out of all the crap we see in the UFO world, I'm really surprised that one never went viral.
I don't know why it didn't.
I'm the only one to ask that, Bob. I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back or to be braggadocious or anything like that, but that answer was phenomenal.
Yeah, look. The way I view this is when I'm talking to people and asking them questions and doing it in private or on a show or whatever, interacting with them, my view of it is run it up the flagpole and see if they salute. What can they do but say no?
Okay, so what does disclosure then look like to you?
The technologies that you and I know are there get exposed to the public and turn to benefit the public. That's sufficient disclosure for me. Nearly infinite levels of energy, anti-gravity, and faster than light travel and communications, that's enough for me. I don't care about anything else if that comes out, because it will change human society permanently.
How true are the words, Bob, that I have discussed on this show for a long time? Okay, you and I have discussed it prior, discussed it with many ufology people prior. One of the little blips and blurbs that they've done to tease Elizondo's book is where they talk about the big concern isn't so much the UFOs and aliens, it's how is the public going to react? How are religions going to react? How is the financial system going to react?
If that is the entire secret, I will be terribly disappointed because it's boring.
No, but I know it's boring, but I do believe, where did Bob go? We lost Bob. Science Bob, where are you? There he is. Where'd you go?
I accidentally hit the stop cam.
That'll do it every time.
And I think I rattled where my camera's plugged in with my foot.
Oh, you look beautiful. On camera, you're looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Sorry
about that.
And on radio, you sound like you have a beautiful face for radio.
There you go. I definitely do. Definitely have a beautiful face for radio. And
Yes,
if we did this, it gets even more beautiful.
You are a gorgeous man. Gorgeous man. But as I was saying before that little blip there, it may be boring, but I think these are logical threats. I'm not worried about the aliens coming down and blowing us up like we see in Independence Day. I'm worried about how the people are going to react. Like on Independence Day, when you see the newscast where they're saying, police and government officials are asking you, please do not shoot your guns at the alien craft.
Well, that'll happen if they come en masse. If they land in a field in Montana like they did in Arrival, the government and the public will act like morons.
Of course,
I believe that. But they're clearly not going to disclose themselves like that soon, since they've had plenty of opportunities. But what the government can tell us about them is they don't want to tell us. So just help humanity survive its current crises. If they do that much with the technology and relieve human suffering and want, I'm completely content with them keeping everything else secret.
What does little Science Bobby want?
I want my own little craft fueled by the infinite energy source that take me faster than light so I can look at other planets and stars. How about that?
Are you picking me up first?
Yeah.
Because one of these days, I know that UFO is going to land in my backyard.
I'm ready. You know I'm ready to take a ride. You also know I'm ready to kick your butt for not following Samantha into the woods.
She didn't go into the woods. Little Marky Spender, our bodyguard.
No. Way back.
Oh, yeah, 2014. Yeah, I'm still kicking myself in the butt for that.
I know you are, and you should.
Uh-huh. Way to rub it in, Bob. Way to rub it in. You know, you only get so many chances at meeting aliens. But
what do I do with, we're going to help you and you're going to help us? Until then, just tell everybody everything that happens to you. What am I supposed to do with that? Just do the best I can, since they won't instruct us, give us guidance.
X in the chat room says, pick me up too. Alien Critter says, will Bob let Dave fly the ship? Probably not.
I have discovered that since my major health incident in 2014, where I had surgery, that I have developed aphantasia. So I don't think I can fly the craft. You'll have to fly it for me.
You know, with my luck, it'll be a right-handed craft. I'm left-handed.
I think it's put hand on it and your mind tells it what to do.
Doesn't that make you wonder how in 1986, the Disney movie Flight of the Navigator had that exact scenario?
Compliance.
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
That was artificial intelligence before anybody knew what it looks like. And it's actually going to look like that. And act like it. And we're going to have it in 10 years. So right now, Chat GPT and everything, it's really taken off and people are wowed. We are still in the flat, slow development part of the exponential growth in capability in those things. When it turns up and starts training itself faster than we can train it, watch what happens then. Wow. That's coming, and it is rolling at us like a steamroller. None of us are prepared for how different things will be after.
The idea that we might have that ability to do that soon. Do we need the aliens to do it?
No.
If technology is moving that fast?
So I have a hypothesis. Let me develop my hypothesis for.
You got 3 minutes.
Okay, we'll do it after, because it takes longer than 3 minutes to go through all of it and the logic of it. This is the hypothesis for the hostile alien.
Tease us a little bit. We got 3 minutes.
Why? Why would they be hostile toward us when they're 1,000 years ahead of us? I have a hypothesis that I think is logical.
Well, I'm sure it's like yin and yang. I'm sure there are species out there, Bob, that want to have us over for dinner, and we're the main course.
Yeah, but it also explains why other races are putting hybrids here to interact with us. It kind of explains it all, Dave. If you want to know the truth, just we'll develop it in the next half hour and let the audience shoot at me.
Okay, while we're waiting, because we still have a little bit of time, where would you want to go? If they picked you up, gave you full recall, said Science Bob, because they're going to call you Science Bob, or they're going to call you Science I Am Pam, one of the two. Where would you go?
Take me to the closest place in our solar system which has life that developed here. And let's go through them one by one. And it's going to take us to every moon that has a water ocean under the surface, and every little icy patch. Look, we went out to these asteroids and found out they're full of the chemicals of life and water. The Bennu would have whacked into it and brought it back home. It's full of stuff that's needed for life. So it's believed to be a remnant of a water world planet that exploded. I mean, this stuff is like wild. And we've got now James Webb Telescope paid for itself. It's found a water world in a star 120 light years away that almost surely has life on it because it's got carbon dioxide and methane and other things in the atmosphere. And methane won't last with the sun around.
Wonderful. So it's got cows.
It's got bacteria or cows or whatever. I want this, but what it means, it's the implications. The implications are life is everywhere in the universe. It's everywhere you look.
Well, wherever that planet is, 120 light years away, and they got methane, I wonder how they cook their steaks. I bet you they like a medium rare as well. Oh, nice T-bone, alien cow steak.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're making me hungry, Science Bob.
Oh,
Hold on
yeah.
right there, my friend, because when we return on Spaced Out Radio, the great alien debate, are they coming to eat us? They coming to destroy us? Or are they coming to play some bingo with our grandparents at the old folks' home? We'll find out with Spaced Out Radio's chief scientist, Science Bob McGwier, right after this. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Spaced Out Radio with host Dave Scott. I'm trying to become more creative with my words.
Why? Just be you.
I don't know, but I'm going to put you in I got to go refill my water bottle here, bud. Be right
Yeah,
back.
I'm going to do it too.
Be right back, everybody. All right. About a minute to go. Science Bob is here. We got a bunch of questions lining up for you, Bob.
I see them over here starred on the right.
Yeah. If you're new here, thank you for coming on in and listening. Do us a favor, hit subscribe and ring that bell if you haven't already. She's warm out here, Bob.
Oh,
Warm.
yeah.
I never do the show with the studio door open, but cold air is coming in. Scan Man, how are you? Thank you tonight to Toe Tag, Gizmo, Joe, W. Decker, Area 53, la 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 la, Bright, and Cat Chaser for the awesome super chats. Greatly appreciated. Don't forget, you can shop at our Spaced Out Radio store. We do not have ugly swag, people. No ugly swag. So go check it on out. And you can get your Science Bob stuff. You can get your I Am Pam t-shirts there. Here we go. All right, it's hour 2 of Spaced Out Radio tonight. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. We always appreciate you tuning us on in wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. Hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Let's go to the Desert Clam. See what they got for us. Desert Clam set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Lampadamancy. Lampadamancy is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. We're going to get into those bad, pesky aliens, the one that wants to eat us, the ones that want to serve us for dinner, destroy our planet, make us slaves, and probably torture us with soccer on the field and Coldplay in this music studio. It's a hard life when you think about that, because nobody deserves that. Probably serve breakfast for dinner, too. Science Bob, bad aliens. Tell us about them.
So it's not that I think they're bad. I think that they are cautious and that there's more than one group and they're trying to decide what to do. So in 1300, we are coming out of the Middle Ages. And we have Leonardo and Galileo and so forth and so on. And thousands of years before that, we've had the foundations of arithmetic and geometry laid so that we can do some science. And then Newton arrives and a few others, and they have a big impact. And so starting in the 1700s, we began to really take off. We developed steam engines and so forth. And then so from 1800 to 2024, we've gone from riding horses to going to the stars. We've gone from petting our dogs to talking to our computers and getting advice from them. And that is the blink of an effing eye. It's the blink of an eye. So let's suppose that you are a race that's been beyond our level for several thousand years. And you've dealt with other races that were out there that were technological and capable, and maybe you've fought battles with them and it was rough. And all of a sudden, there's this beautiful, gorgeous planet that is an amazing place for life and intelligence to develop. And it has something about it that causes the apex predator to advance at light speed, but not develop emotionally or culturally or socially at a level commensurate with this technological development. And the trigger would have been our first rocket and our first nuclear weapon, all which happened during World War II. And that's kind of when stuff started happening, because they've been here a long time monitoring. We have evidence of this. Every major civilization on the earth has the same looking guys on the wall with the same little purse on their hip all over the world. Okay, so they were here. And all of a sudden they say, these guys, let's extrapolate where they will be given all the other races we know about in the universe that have developed. Where will they be? When will they be a threat to us, given the rate at which they are developing? And it's frightening to them how fast and rapidly we evolve and grow technologically. That this the fastest thing maybe they've ever seen. And we are pretty violent and ruthless if things get in our way. And so what do? Various ones try different things. Maybe each of them says, okay, let's try something different. One comes down and abducts us and tries to figure out how to make hybrids so they can involve themselves with us and have their own critters grow up technologically as fast as us with us in order to have some control on us. And if we had control us, at least keep eyes on us. And then there are others that want to enslave us. And there are others that want us to wipe us out, and so forth and so on. There are others that are benevolent and want to protect us and let us go our own way. Because if we're to be the supreme creatures in the universe, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, you can see there's vast possibilities, all of which are possible, given that the threat we pose to the rest of the civilizations is we're violent, we're not very sociable, we're not very connected, and we technologically advance. And now we're about to build artificial intelligence and release it to program itself, and it will go blow past all these technological barriers. Infinite source of energy, faster than light travel, impervious materials, and it'll do it without our help, but we will use it. And so we pose a major threat if we are not controlled or calmed.
How does humanity dictate that? Because if we have aliens coming in and they do not want to play nice with the people of Earth.
I'm telling you, but what I'm telling you is why they are that way. They fear where we will be in 1,000 years because the rate at which we've developed to be a threat already. They're projecting what future humans will be like, given the rate at which we're developing now. And so once we develop 0-point energy and faster than light travel and infinite energy to power weapons, we'll be unstoppable.
But isn't that part of the problem with the aliens, from what I hear from a lot of the people who say they're in communication, that one of the biggest problems we have is the continuous taking the technology and building weaponry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, a manner of control is we are so violent. Let us have some of it, so we'll destroy ourselves. Once you get your mind around that nut, they fear where we will be if left untouched. And kind of every little behavior you see, you can wrap your mind around it with that hypothesis. And there's a bunch of different ones, each of them taking a different approach. Some want to wipe us out. Some want to give us a weapon so we can destroy ourselves. Some want to help us get out of here, and maybe we'll grow up if we don't have any want or impoverishment or a lack of resources or whatever. Once we leave this planet, the amount of resources available to us is infinite.
But for most people, they won't get to come back.
I don't care. I mean, if I had a comfortable place to live and could do what I wanted to, that'd be great.
Because isn't that one of Elon Musk's warnings that if, once we start reproducing on a place like, say, Mars, those that are born in Mars' atmosphere will not be able to come back because they won't be able to handle Earth's atmosphere.
Or gravity, Earth's gravity. Yeah.
Or Earth's gravity.
Yep.
Because the bone structure and density will be much different.
Yep. And they will be irradiated. People that live on Mars before it's terraformed are going to have to live underground because of the radiation. And the soil is toxic till we get all the iron and crap out of it.
Let's get to some audience questions.
Yep.
Sierra is starting things off. Science Bob, could you please tell us about my labs and the possible involvement of Colonel John Alexander? Oh.
So I'm not going to say I have proof of his involvement, but I have hints. So what are the hints? One personal and one not personal. So Dave and I both know many experiencers who have been involved in abductions, including my labs. And a well-known story amongst these experiencers is there were conferences where experiencers got together and met and talked with each other, compared notes about abductions and all this other stuff. And in one of these, John Alexander walked in, and a bunch of the people in the audience got up, screamed, and pointed, we know you were at our my labs. And that is a very famous story. So that's one piece of evidence. And the other piece of evidence is personal and not mine to tell. But let's just say Lala thinks she knows him.
All right, let's move on to another question. Let's go to NHI. Mainstream academics versus gatekeeper NHI and UFO tech. 90 plus years, the academics haven't done it enough to figure anything out yet, Bob?
How do academics work? They work based on funding sources, giving them monies for their labs in order to do research that the scientists and academics have promised the funding sources they would do. And so there aren't any funding sources for graduate students in labs to study UFOs. So they're not going to do it. It's publish or perish. You got to have funding to do the publishing. You have to publish it or you'll get fired.
The Doug Shelby is asking, hey, Science Bob, heck of a hard question. I'm sorry for even having to ask it. Are top scientists' very lives at stake if they say too much about this subject?
That is the reported history, and we have what I think is recent evidence that a scientist was done in for letting too much out. I believe it still goes on. So the answer is, to me, without any real proof, I'm giving you the stuff based on anecdotal evidence that it has happened and continues to happen.
All right, let's move on. NHI is asking, is Skinwalker Ranch doing authentic science?
They are absolutely doing authentic science. And so some of the stuff they've done, they've made mistakes. But a lot of the stuff they've done, wow. So it's variable. It's like any good, reasonable scientific team doing stuff in early days while they're trying to figure out hypotheses to test. They've made mistakes. They learn from mistakes. They do other experiments, and they're continuing. And it looks to me like Brandon Fugel is wealthy enough and into it enough to continue going for as long as History Channel will put it on the air, and he'll do it even if they aren't there.
Well, pretty much what he makes off that show pays for his team and the coverage.
I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right. I don't think he makes enough to cover the cost.
Oh, I'm sure he's adding in a lot more of his own money, but I'm still saying in regards to what the TV is doing, it pretty much pays for the staff.
Oh, that, yes, but that's not his staff. That's the History Channel staff.
That's correct. All right, Bob, let's go to another question here. Let's go to all in one. Is Jason Sands a shill?
No. Is everything he says correct? I don't know. But he worked where he said he worked. He was in the service he said he was in. He had the rank he says he had. And he had clearances that he says he had. And the foundation for his stories are there. I was not witness to the alien he talked to, so I don't know.
Well, here's one thing, Bob.
I'm sorry. I don't know anything about the crash retrieval reverse engineering programs he says he finally got into after he met the alien.
Here's one of the things I also want to say about this, okay, is that you were extremely critical of him right off the bat. You were extremely critical of who he was. You didn't believe him. And yet people came out and you and I had talked, and I said, Bob, he's the real deal. I'm not saying that I was the one who convinced you, because I know you have way more sources than I do, but it really put you in a position to start investigating from your sources within the agencies to find out whether he was true or not.
He's real. But you and I weren't at the desert when he was driving with his caravan of doing a job and talked to an alien on the side of the road. We weren't there. We're not in the programs. I don't know if any of that's true, but the foundation of his story, he is what he says he was.
All right, let's move on to another.
And he does have the badges. That much is sure.
Sierra has a couple of questions here. Science Bob, what do you think the ETs want from us?
Well, so there's various hypotheses, but I gave you one. I think they don't want us to destroy their fun way of life. Or they're studying us, or they need something from us, or they want our help, or whatever. I mean, I think there's lots of possibilities for things coming here. Each of them will have their own separate agenda. So it's hard to pin it down. The ones that are doing hybridization, they want things that look like us to live amongst us. And what that's for doesn't feel good.
Okay, I'm going to tie this in. I want to ask a question about this, Bob, because a couple days ago, we just celebrated the anniversary of Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I'm hearing from a lot of people, Roswell still has a lot of how can I say, what's the word I'm looking for?
They have a lot of visible activity in and around Roswell all the time.
But its recognition of importance is still quite high, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, there are very few cases in the history of the United States where we can say to almost anyone with an open mind that the government went crazy covering up and threatened everybody in a county in New Mexico to keep something secret. You're not going to do that for a damn weather balloon with a dummy on it that didn't exist until 10 years after Roswell. No, so there's something there, and Jesse Marcel and his son are credible.
Well, one of the big things that I heard Lou Elizondo say, and it kind of sticks with me a little bit, you don't send a semi-truck with a triaxle trailer, flat deck trailer, to pick up a
balloon. You just don't. You don't cordon off a town and threaten to kill people if they talk.
Let's go back to Sierra. Are hybrids already among us on Earth?
according to way too many people who are involved with abductees, the answer is yes. Go listen to Bigelow's 60 Minutes interview. He says it.
We were talking to Lori and Fenton about that last night, good friend of yours and mine.
Yep.
And she was actually brought up the Bigelow thing as well on 60 Minutes. And she is still dumbfounded how that didn't get more play. I mean, here the guy who has the closest ties as anyone to the government at the time to UFOs, UFO technology, and he basically spills it. We don't need to go into space. They're already here. And 60 Minutes really didn't do a good job of that portion, number one. But number two, they never advanced on it. Never advanced on it. Did that surprise you?
He did, but I just don't look. David Grush, I thought that would have set off alarm bells all over the planet, but it didn't. And mainstream media is just ignoring the story, both print and video.
So are a lot of scientists too, though, Bob.
Yep. But scientists need labs and funding, and there's no source.
Is there a pushback in the scientific community going on right now regarding the UFO subject?
Some places yes, some places no.
Okay.
In astronomy and astrophysics, they hate it.
Why do they hate it?
Because they think it's a threat to funding. You won't need the SETI Institute and that kind of stuff if they're already here and you just tell us everything that's out there.
Okay. Will there ever come a time here where they're going to come closer together? Because it really does seem that the SCU, the Scientific Coalition of UAP Studies, seems to be losing some momentum.
I totally agree. And it's again, they haven't identified funding sources to carry on real work. If they have funding sources, I suspect most of them are private. And I think, so long as they maintain their stance, they're going to do it open and in the public. They're going to have time finding funding. Trouble finding funding.
We got just over a minute to go before we have to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. Science Bob with Dr. Bob McGwier is here. Bob, as we move this topic forward, we continue the ball forward. Do you see Senator Kristen Gillibrand's want for new hearings to happen this month? I thought we'd hear something about that by now.
No, I think there'll be no hearings in July, and it's all to do with the elections and the wars. They just don't want a distraction.
I would agree with that. I don't see the hearings happening either. So really the next big debate here coming up then would be, or the big story would be Lou Elizondo's book on August 20th.
Yep. Wish he'd send me an early copy, but whatever.
Have you ordered your copy?
Oh yeah. I've been ordered.
Awesome. Science Bob and Friends continues with Dr. Bob McGwier. We have him until the top of the hour here on Spaced Out Radio. Dr. Bob McGwier can be found anywhere online. And when we return, more audience questions from all of you. So stick around. Spaced Out Radio continues with the second half of the show right after this.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with your host, Dave Scott.
All right, Bob, we're clear. Are you happy, Bob? You happy? Hi, Vothlo. How are you? You're welcome, Kevin. Want to see something interesting? Look at little Timmy there. Kind of warming up for tonight's show. Look at that bald head. Goddamn gorgeous right there. Yeah, Bob ran off pretty quick. I think nature was calling. He may have had some bad shrimp for dinner or something. I think I heard his stomach gurgle a couple of times. It's either that or Lala need to give him a big smooch in between. You know? Yeah, Timmy there is we're training him to be our new UFO reporter. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, he'll have a microphone come showtime in about 35, 40 minutes. Some night, Dave, you guys need to farm thug with me. What does that mean, Juliana? What is farm thug? I need to look that up. Look at Tim. Look at that beautiful Axl Rose concert shirt right behind you. That one has been retired. Yeah. You know, honestly, the next time I wear that shirt, true story, the next time I wear that shirt will actually be when I'm dead. You get buried in her. No, I'm not doing the buried thing. Oh, no. But that's a lot. Next time I will wear that shirt is when I'm dead and gone, and it's time to head off to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nice. Yeah. Uh-huh. Looks like Tim Cedar from the future. Oh, my former UFO guy, Tim Cedar. This one from the future. This one could grow a beard, though. Yeah. We're gonna have to set up a little studio there for you, like a little area. Sure. Yeah.
What's Tim doing? What's Tim doing?
Well, I'm gonna be tonight. We're training Tim here. Tim.
Tim Cedar. What's he doing?
Oh, who knows? Okay. Who knows?
I know what it is. I know what this Tim's doing.
Yeah,
He's
this
your
Tim
late night UFO guy.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take you off, Tim, because fart hard, buddy. Fart hard. Will do. All right, perfect. So, Bob, you got up pretty quick there. Did you have to? You almost pee your pants there or something?
Hey, I'm drinking a lot of water.
Oh yeah.
You got it with all this heat. People don't realize how much sweat pours out of your body.
Uh-huh. Hey, Dave, man, the Oilers, what a sweet come. Yes, the Doug Shelby, I know. What do you mean you don't know? Exactly what I said. I don't know what he's up to. PK Turtle Dove. I am Pam. Fart hard. Good job.
Thanks for the sticker. You had quite a few super chats tonight. It's good.
Yes, we do. Thank you. I'm not surprised. Tim, Emperor Penguin, you don't know the story, so let's not misconstrue anything, okay? I have so many people lately coming up to me, wondering if I'm an asshole because of all the people who've left. Okay. Yeah.
People don't understand the dynamics in these shows.
One person even said that if you left SOR, I would dump you like a hot potato with our friendship because I am only friends until you leave SOR. Yeah. Hi, Runa.
The dynamics of people leaving SOR are you are an individual running an entire show by yourself. You have a family and a full-time job, and it's hard to keep in touch with people that don't come into your life in something like this. It's just hard.
Hold on, Bob. Here we go. Here we go with the second half of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Yeah. That's what I do. I host a radio show. Apparently our radio stations like it. We bring in the ratings. So I'm pretty proud of this, and I'm glad you like the weird stuff we talk about wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. All right, let's continue on with Science Bob here momentarily. But first, we got to remind you that if you missed portions of this show or others, you can check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/spaced out radio or listen in on any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. You ready, Science Bob? You ready for more audience questions?
Let's go.
Start
I
off
enjoy
with,
this part.
Start off with Pony Pong, who's asking, do you think there are moon bases already in use?
Since Ingo Swan forward, I know they're there. That, and I knew Chris Bledsoe, as you know, and his friend Hal Povenmire came and told him all about the airbrushed photos. So they're there. Does the United States have moon bases in use? I don't think so.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to Simon. Bob, what's your thoughts on why people in the know suggest it's all real but can't say? Also, why ET can't interfere but do all the time through abductions and sightings?
Well, these are fleeting occurrences on the sightings, so I wouldn't call that direct interference in the operation of our society. So they're just looking around the edges. So that's number one. The first question, people's careers are destroyed when they talk, so they don't do it.
All right, let's continue on here. And let's go to Necessary Dialogue. Why have aliens not wiped us out yet? What are they waiting for?
You don't really want it, do you? I mean, I don't think they want to wipe us out. I think they want us to grow up and behave.
Well, I have a different theory on that. It's because there is no such thing outside of the Disclosure for Dollars crew, that there is no threat narrative. I know you and I will agree to disagree on that at times, Bob, but that's my opinion.
Anything that kidnaps and rapes women, there's a threat.
Sierra's asking, Bob, who are all these alien races you speak about? Who are the good ones and bad ones?
The best thing you can do, Sierra, is come on here where a couple of months in a row when R. Keith Andrews is in here and listen to his lists. So, I mean, everybody's heard of Arcturians and Pleiadians and Andromedans and reptilians and draconians and tall whites and grays. There's just a lot of them. And they all have seemed to, for one reason or other, taken an interest in the people of Earth. And I don't know why they're here. And I don't know which ones are bad or good from personal experience.
All right, well, let's move on here. Paramarv wants to know, 15, 20 years ago, there was a statistically abnormal number of microbiologists that died suddenly and under strange circumstances. Any speculation as to why?
I'm not even aware that that's true, so no. I don't know.
Simon wants to know, Bob, has Robert Bigelow bought Yucca Mountain in prep for imminent catastrophe?
If he has bought Yucca Mountain, he is another billionaire that's building him a place to escape catastrophe. almost all of them are. And so and I don't know if they know something or they're just thinking something will happen.
Who's up next here? Let's go to Vanessa. Science Bob, have you heard about the study saying we need to consume more salt? I've been trying to limit salt drink I don't know what that means. Trying this LMNT salt drink additive to my water.
So no doubt, as the earth warms up, we will perspire more, and therefore we will need more salt in our diet.
I had a little bit of salt yesterday. I did on a sandwich.
Exactly. I get enough salt in the food. I don't need to add any.
All right, let's continue on. Let's go to NHI. The Victor Alien interview. Where do you stand on that?
I don't have any comments because I don't know enough to make a comment. Any comment I would make would be based on nothing. But it's interesting. That's all I'll say.
All right. The Las Vegas case. Does that look real to you? That's where the alien was out by the woods there?
No, it doesn't. Just too much crap has gone on with that family and around them. I just don't think it's a real one. And if it is, I'll be surprised pleasantly.
Human Carl is asking, are you still in contact with Chris Bledsoe? And if so, is he still sticking with his interpretation that around Easter 2026 is going to be when something big is going to occur, according to the lady?
Yes, I'm still in contact. I talk with him weekly. He still thinks something's coming in 2026.
All right. And you trust that?
I have no direct evidence that that's true. Other people that are telling me something's coming, they're talking about a different event, and it's almost 2 years after that.
All right, let's move on. Runa wants to know, Bob, have you heard anything about Lou Elizondo's book?
I have not. They are really playing that close.
We know that, according to a tweet, that Chris Mellon just finished his audio version of reading his foreword to the book.
Yep, and Lou is reading the book himself. That's the things we know. Is Mellon is reading the foreword, and Lou is reading most of the rest of the book.
Marmaduke is asking, if a Russian drone crashed in the United States, the government would claim it, regardless of who found it or what research they have done on it. Why should exotic materials be treated differently than said drone?
They won't be treated differently, and NASIC and before it acted have taken everything they could lay their hands on if they could. Now, I believe that private corporations who initially got involved in retrieving stuff under contract to the U.S. government started doing retrievals on their own for their own purposes to develop technology that they could sell to others.
All right, let's continue on here. Let us go next to Anthony. Welcome, Anthony, to our chat room for the first time. Science Bob. Some past UFO reports describe crafts smoothly gliding through the air and making incredible maneuvers. Wouldn't those require high-speed computer processing? We need a timeline.
They require control systems that can react quickly enough to control those maneuvers. So, yes. But I think that the entity sitting in a craft puts themselves in shared consciousness mode with the craft, and that shared combo artificial intelligence plus the entity inside are operating as one, and they control the crowd, and it's pretty fast.
Do you think craft are biological?
Lala says that some of those flying around us are biological. They're alive, and she can hear them. So I believe there are some that are biological.
How interesting would that be to study an actual biological craft?
I don't know. I would love to get a hold of one of these so I could ride around in it.
Oh, I hear you, Bob. I hear you. Major Lee in the UK is asking, Bob, there's a lot of rhetoric about nukes at the moment. Should we be worried?
The answer is yes, we should be worried. We are determined to put, because we don't think we have any choice, despots in their place, and they all have nukes. So we should worry.
Jeremy wants to know, is it true Chris Bledsoe has government protection?
He did, and I think probably still has some, but it's not oppressive. If it's there, it's quiet and lay low.
Why would he need protection?
Well, he got threatened. He got threatened, and he was protected for a while.
You're very vague on that.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get sued for defamation of character because I can't prove it.
I hear you. The beauty of being public. Paul wants to know, do you think the Nazca mummies are real?
I didn't, and now I don't know. I've gone from I didn't think they were real to I don't know if they're real.
What would it mean if they were?
Ooh, that'd be a big deal. I mean, it would be clear evidence of an alien life here that would end all arguments.
Very true. I guess we'd then have to, carbon date them?
Yeah, we would do that and determine that they were biological and shared biochemistry, including genetics, that was not ours or any other life on Earth.
Wow. That would be, if the Nazca mummies do come out as potentially being real,
Ooh, big deal.
it would open up a brand new entire part of research in Peru.
It would indeed.
Scientists would rush there.
So the things that the context is interesting. It's too far away from anything to be an easily explained fake. Because getting there is hell on earth where they found them. So it's just hard to, unless the story of going and finding them is part of the thing. But now there are some scientists coming out and say, hey, stop, hold up, wait, something here is weird. These are not cakes that were cooked up in a laboratory. These are something real, and we don't know what it is, and we're doing tests. I'm ready for the tests, waiting like everybody else.
All right, let's go to Amanda. Science Bob. Do aliens appreciate our efforts towards world peace? What can we do to accelerate the peace process? So sick of wars and conflicts.
Well, I mean, the amount of people dying every day in wars is increasing, so we're not doing well. They won't think much of us.
I think we're the greatest reality show in the universe.
Horrible.
We got everything. We got everything. Let's go to Runa. Bob, have you heard anything or have any theories to explain the mystery drone swarms over Colorado a few years ago?
I do not, and I don't think there are any real explanations available anywhere in public. We don't know what they are. That is really interesting.
All right. 9 minutes to go with Science Bob tonight. And I'm loving tonight's show, Bob. Just letting you know. I am loving your answers tonight. You're so pointed and direct. You know? It's like you're going through a drive-through and you're like, I want my donut, damn it. I want my donut. I want honey glazed. Don't throw and try and throw the chocolate chips or the fancy sprinkles on there.
Well, that strawberry sprinkle crap, don't even think about it.
Exactly. Could you imagine Science Bob at Tim Hortons? What a nightmare at the drive-thru you would be. I mean, Bob, you've heard me at the drive-thru. I just order and get out. Don't even repeat my order. I hate that when they repeat my order. Drives me nuts.
And if they get my order wrong, they don't want to see me coming inside.
Oh, man. Science Bob, quick question for you. What if Lou Elizondo's book is a bust when it comes to providing new information?
He will make all of his detractors very happy.
What do you think? And I know it's hypothetical. What do you think he's going to drop? Because I think he personally, due to the hype of the book, and I understand it's had to go through 4 or 5 different security clearances every time he's had to rewrite portions or whatever. But do you think that at this point he has to name someone or give some sort of information to get the ball rolling again?
Yes. And if he doesn't, it'll be a disappointment. In other words, he has to do as well as David Grush, but go further.
What would that be in your mind? If you're reading the book, and I know you're going to get the book, I've got a copy of it coming too. What would that have to be?
An incident that he claims to know about and haven't been involved with, that the public can find out about without needing government to tell them. Name a location where we can go see a craft that's not under the control of the United States government.
Manitoba?
Could be.
He did say to me one day, and I can say this publicly, watch Manitoba.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't go into specifics about anything. But Manitoba seems to be a real hot spot.
That, and it was clear they were disappointed when the attempted meet up and work with the Canadian government didn't go the way they wanted to because of things like Manitoba.
Oh, there's a lot more than that.
Oh, I know.
Simon wants to know, Bob, how do you hope it all turns out for us as a race of Earthlings?
I hope artificial intelligence comes along and we perfect inexpensive energy sources. We perfect targeted genetics medicine, and we clean up the earth and provide everyone with housing, energy, and food and medicine, because it's done cheaply by artificially intelligence-run robots. I hope that we can pursue our interests without fear.
Getting back to Elizondo for a moment, how much clearance would a book like that have to have?
Well, especially with all the stuff he's been into and knows about and gone a lot. I suspect it's half as big as it was when it started.
A lot of people behind the scenes talking about it yet?
Mm-hmm. A lot of them are waiting on it. And I think a lot of them are doubtful that much will get past Dopser. But Grush showed a lot of stuff. Grush showed everybody that a lot of stuff can get past Dopser. Not real tangible proof, but the ability to talk about stuff.
Jeremy wants to know any hints of what to search for about Manitoba?
I haven't dug into it much. Maybe you have more than I have.
I do. I can provide the juice on this one, Bob.
Go for it.
Starts off in the 1950s, I believe, where there was a UFO crash in the province. And by the time the Canadian military got there, the United States military was already there. And when the Canadians said, hey, you're on our property or you're on our land, leave that alone, that's ours, the U.S. said, try and take it from us. That's where it started. And it is believed that a lot of these famous craft that we do know about all started coming out of Manitoba and crossing the U.S. border. Shag Harbor, I believe, did that. The Kecksburg Bell did that. A number of other sightings seem to be tied to Manitoba, where I was talking to Chris Rutkowski about this just a few nights ago, and he believes that there might be some sort of entry point somewhere in northern Manitoba where these craft are gaining access to North America.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. But I don't know much anything about just the outside edges of the story that are like that. That's all I know. And if anybody would know more, it would be Chris and you. And, what can I say?
Yeah. I've been told by not only Elizondo, but a couple other people, watch Manitoba.
But so if that's the case, why isn't Grant Cameron all over it?
I don't know.
Maybe he's afraid to be all over it.
I think Grant knows. People misconstrue Grant Cameron because he's a blabbermouth, but he holds a lot in, man.
Oh yeah.
People don't know that he holds a lot of secrets.
But the stuff he blabbermouths, it's done strategically.
We got
now,
just
when he does tell stuff, he wants to know a lot about what he's going to tell.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When Grant starts yapping like a poodle that can't stop barking, you know that he has been researching that for a long time and that it's finally time for it to come out.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
He's been crucial at getting major portions of the UFO story out. I don't feel Grant has gotten sufficient credit. He's got a lot of credit, but I don't think he's gotten sufficient credit.
100% agree. 30 seconds to go here with you tonight on Science Bob and Friends before we bid adieu to you until August. Tell everybody where they can find your podcast. And
we're on YouTube, and it's Orbis, Orbis Paranormal. Orbis Paranormal, and Lala and I do it every Tuesday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we have a wide variety of guests on any weird topic.
Love you, Science Bob. Thank you for being awesome. We'll
Love
chat
you,
very
bro.
soon. Science Bob, everybody. Coming up next, Steve Stockton, and then we'll introduce you to Tim James on the UFO Report. Coming up.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with your host, Dave Scott.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
It was great, man, and I look forward to next. I really want to get Masters on. I want to talk about his crypto terrestrial paper. I'm going to push him hard to get next month. And Law and I are interviewing Alan Greenfield on some interesting topics right after Labor Day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hey, talk to me before you do that interview. I got something for you.
Good. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Be right back, everybody. Astral Fugitive, how you doing? You can close the door now, the heat. I'm going to address something after the show, so stick around. Stick around and we'll be able to talk about that. What's happening, Tim?
Enjoying it. Everything is good, sir.
Yeah. Thank you tonight to FaZe Will, Toe Tag, Gizmo, Cat Chaser, Lala Bright, W. Decker, Area 53, and Cosmic Joe. Thank you for the love. PRM Productions, how you doing? Here comes the third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. Very much appreciate you tuning us on in wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. I want to say hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. The Desert Clam is set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Lepatomancy is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Steve Stockton is here with another creepy story. Let's get right to it.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Among the Missing YouTube channel on Spaced Out Radio. I'm Steve Stockton, and I'm about to take you on an unbelievable journey of people just like you. Their stories and encounters will haunt us on Among the Missing. The inky, impenetrable depths of Arkansas swamps and bayous have long been a breeding ground for whispered tales of the unknown. Shadows dance along the cypress trees, their gnarled roots clinging to the damp soil as if trying to escape from some unseen terror. But even among these eerie surroundings, one creature stands out above all the others, the Boggy Creek monster. Its legend has seeped into the very fabric of local culture, instilling fear in young and old alike. The murky waters seem to churn with anticipation at its name, as if beckoning for someone brave enough to venture into its realm and uncover the truth behind this mysterious and elusive beast. Deep in the heart of Folk, Arkansas, lives a legend that has captured the imagination of locals for generations, the Boggy Creek monster. This elusive creature, also known as the Folk Monster, has gained national notoriety, mainly thanks to a low-budget horror film from the 1970s, aptly titled The Legend of Boggy Creek. Though the film may have taken some creative liberties with the facts, blending truth with fiction, it tapped into a very real fear that has been brewing in the region for decades. From dark forests to shadowy swamps, whispers of this monstrous being have echoed through the town, leaving residents on edge and curious outsiders flocking to witness the legend firsthand. Accounts of the elusive creature can be traced back to the early 1900s, with stories passed down from generation to generation and whispered in hushed tones around flickering campfires. Witnesses speak of a massive, hairy hominid resembling the infamous Bigfoot, but exuding a more menacing presence. Towering over 7 feet tall, its body covered in thick matted fur, and piercing red eyes glowing in the darkness. The Boggy Creek monster was said to prowl the murky swamps and dense forest that enveloped folk. Its eerie cries, like blood-curdling screams, would cut through the stillness of the night, striking fear into the hearts of all who heard them. In the year 1946, deep in the heart of a rural town, a family known as the Fords were plagued by a terrifying and unexplainable presence. Night after night, a massive, hairy creature relentlessly attempted to break into their home with immense strength and agility. Its enormous footprints left behind on the earth, marking its passage like breadcrumbs on a path. As word of the incident spread, the legend of the Boggy Creek monster took root in the minds of curious onlookers and locals alike, solidifying its place in history as one of the most well-documented encounters to date. For decades, sightings of this elusive creature have persisted, with tales of its appearance near meandering rivers and babbling streams. Evidence of its existence has been discovered in the form of mysterious tracks and tantalizing clues left behind. Startled witnesses have recounted being pursued through the dense forest, their heart racing as they heard the thunderous thud of the creature's heavy feet, trampling through the underbrush, seemingly just inches behind them. Disturbing accounts also speak of farm animals found brutally mutilated, their bodies bearing strange and inexplicable wounds that baffled even the most seasoned experts. As the legend of the Boggy Creek monster continues to spread, skeptics scoff at the idea of a mysterious creature lurking in the wilderness of Arkansas. They dismiss it as mere mistaken identity or even an elaborate hoax orchestrated by opportunistic locals. But for those who believe, there is no doubt that something inexplicable roams the shadows of the region. The sightings are numerous and consistent, with witness accounts spanning decades. And in the rich tapestry of local folklore, the creature remains a steadfast presence, its existence undeniable to those who have experienced its eerie presence firsthand. As the sun sets over the dense canopy of trees and the wind whispers through the darkened branches, one can't help but wonder what secrets lie hidden in the depths of Boggy Creek. The infamous legend of the Boggy Creek monster serves as a chilling reminder that even in our advanced modern world, there are still pockets of wilderness where the unknown reigns supreme. In these untamed lands, the line between fact and fiction blurs, and the creatures of our darkest nightmares may actually exist. The very thought sends shivers down one's spine, conjuring images of a monstrous beast lurking in the shadows, its primal instincts driving it to terrorize unsuspecting victims. Though many may dismiss it as mere myth, those who have encountered its terrifying presence know all too well that this creature is not to be trifled with. Its haunting legacy serves as a stark warning to never underestimate the wild and unpredictable forces that dwell within our land.
Thank you to Steve Stockton for another great story. If you want more, head on over to YouTube, type in Tales Untold. You can get it right there. All right, let's go to the UFO report.
That is an interplanetary flying space saucer. You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
All right, I'm going to introduce you to a good friend of mine. His name is Tim James. He's hanging on out with us here in studio tonight. And Tim is going to become our new UFO reporter here.
Is that a good thing?
It could be.
I'm hoping so.
Well, you know what? Tim is a good guy. And his wife, Lorelei.
Lorelei, yeah.
Is it Lorelei or Lorelei?
Just Lorelei.
I said Lorelei and I got in trouble for that.
No, you said Laura Lee, I think.
No, earlier I said because
Well, whatever. I forget it.
She's probably listening.
I know, right?
I know. She's listening right now. Hi, Lorelei.
Hi, babe.
So Tim here has been helping us out with our ghost tour this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been looking for something to do. He's retired. And he's like, hey, man, You got any room for me on the old SOR? And I'm like, I got room. Oh, do I have room? And I want to say a big thank you for you coming on in, man, because, you know, it's funny. We've lived in this town for so long. We only met like a few months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what? As soon as the ghost tour started.
Yeah. So what makes you love the paranormal and supernatural so much?
You know, I think honestly, obviously, I think what it was as a kid, my mom seemed to have this really cool talent, or whatever you want to call it. She's very intuitive. She used to be able to, she could tell me what I was going to do before I did it. So, you know, help me from stuff and get grounded and stuff like that. But she was very, very animate about me not being able to, you know, go to the library and take up books on UFOs, learn about Bigfoot, ghosts, all that sort of stuff. It was very quashed growing up. So I guess basically once, you know, it was just suppressed constantly. And I always wanted to learn more about it. And I used to sneak books out of the library at school, make sure she didn't see them, all that good stuff. But yeah, just, I've always been interested, and I always wanted to delve deeper into it. And it's funny because if you're told enough times, in my experience, that you can't do something, you actually start believing it. You're not, you know, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be researching and learning about this stuff. And yeah, it took, kind of just went away from me. And then hanging with you and learning, you know, obviously with the ghost tours and stuff, it kind of rekindled it, so to speak. And yeah, now I'm totally jacked.
You were there the night where we had the lady get possessed.
That was wild.
What do you recount of that?
That night seemed to be going well. Like, I mean, with all best laid plans, I suppose. But we went upstairs into the barn, and this was my first night. That was my first night touring with you guys. And I was super, you know, just standing back. I didn't want to get in the way. I just wanted to be that guy that helped out. But there was a weird energy up there. And when she came running out of that back room, and I was standing at the top of the stairs, and I know her from outside of obviously the tours, and it was like, this person is not the same person that I know. I was like, holy crap. And I grabbed her and stopped her from going down the stairs. And I'm glad her kids weren't up there at that time, right? But what I got from that was a respect for what was going on up there, with the fact of, this isn't a game. It wasn't a game, right? We're going into a space where we're actually, I guess, kind of invading their space and asking them to come out in the most polite way, I guess, and not asking them to perform. But what I found with Jamie when she ran out of there was like, I'd never seen or experienced anything like that. Her voice had changed, her face changed. She couldn't stand up straight. Even listening to her when you came in and tried to help her out, or did help her out, blew my mind. Wasn't afraid though. That was kind of the cool part. I was just like, yeah, okay, observing, and I could feel the energy. But yeah, it was, for first time going on a ghost tour with you guys. Right? Sure you want to volunteer for this? Yeah, okay, I can do it again.
Yeah, that was quite the experience, my man.
100%.
That was quite the experience. And you know, I've taken you out to our Bigfoot sites now, and we've kind of been touring around doing the weirdo thing that Dave does.
That's cool though.
Yeah. You've got to know me. Like, our audience here doesn't really know me on a personal level.
Right.
You've got to know me.
Yeah.
Kind of a weirdo am I?
You are a busy weirdo. You're a busy weirdo. I love it. I don't think, and this is just my take on it, I don't think your brain stops. It's always moving. Personally, obviously, good guy, but you're an educated weirdo, and weirdo the word I'm using in a positive way, right? Yeah, you're just a weirdo like the rest of us, but yeah.
Here I am taking you to Sasquatch spots,
Right.
pulling spirits out of ladies' bodies.
Yeah.
That was intense.
That surprised me. And then when it was all, I guess, had boiled down and you had taken over and pulled that spirit into you, that entity, whatever, that spirit, when you came into the main house, it was like everybody clear path, right? Like you were a bull in a china shop. I've got him, he's in me. And you went into the back room and made your phone calls and dealt with it. But yeah, that was, like I say, that was pretty intense, but it didn't deter me. I was like, okay, I'm in. Not that I want this to happen to you, Dave, but I was like, yeah, I'm in. I'm totally in.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Your wife, Lorelei, makes a damn good Mexican wrap.
She makes a lot of good stuff,
Oh,
but yeah.
And does she make the Nanaimo bars homemade?
Yep.
Oh,
Everything there's homemade, except obviously she doesn't bake her own bread.
I'm going there for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
She has this awesome little cafe in our town called the Solstice Tea Room.
Yep.
And the food is all homemade and it's like to die for.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really is.
Yeah. Nice little shout out there
Yeah, it is.
for Lorelei there. Go checking on out if you're ever
Mhm.
visiting,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But you have had your own experiences in life.
Yes.
I know your mom had kind of shut you down on a lot of that.
Yeah.
Why have you decided to step back into the fold to learn more and to be more part of this type of community?
I think I kind of reiterate to what I had already said, I guess, because I was so hungry for it as a kid. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I've talked to you about a couple of experiences that I've had, or I think I've had, but it was such a shutdown from, you know, as a kid. It was kind of like that. There was a blockage up there that I'd forgot about it. And even skipping by it on the TV with the remote and stuff, it was like, oh yeah, UFO show. But like I said, once I started talking with you and it was like the doors opened again and I'd forgot that the doors were even there, I guess would be the best way to put it. And it was almost overwhelming floodgates that it was like, oh my gosh, I forgot all about this. And hey, I can do this. I can, you know, I can educate myself. I can learn more about this. And there's nobody going to tell me that I can't do it. And if you want to call me a weirdo or you want to call me what I'm, you know, non-believers or whatever they call you, I don't care.
So basically you're at that point. I was just going to say, you're at that point where you don't care anymore.
No, not at all. Not at all. All I know is that I believe strongly. I mean, let's put it this way. My mom shut me down. I've said that about 3 times tonight, but I remember the one night I was probably about maybe 10 years old and I was staying over at my grandmother and grandfather's place. And my grandfather, World War II veteran, like 6'2" and maybe 180 pounds, but as strong as an ox, old Alberta farm boy, rode horses in the snow both ways to school with no pants on, that sort of thing. Tough guy. So we went out, we took the dog out for a walk and it was late at night and it was a beautiful night out. And my grandfather, I admired, I still do, but I admired, he was a man's man for a little kid to look at. He was just like, oh my goodness. So we took the dog out for a walk and I said to him, and I scared the living crap out of me, right? Because my grandfather, black and white, no nonsense. And we were walking along and I looked up at the stars and I said, Granddad, do you believe that in UFOs and life on other planets? He looked at me and I just about, you know, peed myself because I thought, oh, he's going to give me a lecture. He looked at me and he says, well, of course. He says, of course I do. He says, you'd have to be pretty selfish to think that you're the only living entity in this whole universe, that we're the only people that inhabit a planet. And that little click went on in the back of my head. And I was like, well, if my granddad says it's okay and he believes in it, I'm all in. Yeah, he cemented it in. So.
Well, God bless them for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Mhm.
For you, so we got about 4 minutes to go, but that we have to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. What do these subjects mean to you? What do you want to accomplish?
I think, generally speaking, I think the same thing that everybody else wants to know. Why are they here? Where are they coming from? What's the purpose? Are they here now? Why aren't people talking about it? What's the big freak, right? Is there technology that's already been captured, or, for lack of a better term, captured, but that's hidden away, that's being used for, maybe our future, right? I'm really, really, really interested in it. And what I think doesn't bother me, but I think what the crux is like all of us, I think, agree, is what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Just say, yeah, okay, yeah, the world's going to melt, and the financial world will collapse, and just admit it. Just bring it on. Yeah, I know we've been doing this for years. And, oh, okay, but yeah, I'm just very, very, very interested in it, and it's kind of like being a kid in a candy store. I'm allowed to research it and learn.
As you're researching and learning, I mean, what has been the eye opener for you so far?
I would say revisiting stories and I guess, yeah, stories and stuff that I hadn't remembered, going back, and the abductions in the 50s, and just revisiting all that stuff has been eye-opening, because I'd forgot about a lot of it, right? Yeah, I'm just I don't know. I'm at a loss for words with that. It's just, yeah, it is what it is, and I'm happy to be learning about it, and that's what I want to do.
So what do you think's out there?
I think the sky's the limit, without bad pun, but no, the sky's the limit. I think you've got the people that believe in the little green man, or have seen little green men, little gray men, reptilian looking. It's all a matter of, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. I wouldn't discount anything out there. I know what I think might be out there. I'm still got that old school mentality that they're little gray men in a flying saucer, but that doesn't mean that that's all that's there, right? So many people have had experiences and all that sort of stuff. I think it's super important to hear what they have to say, because it just broadens the horizon, right?
Do you think, in your personal quest here to kind of find out your own truth and what you believe, do you think that you're going to hit many bumps on the road along the way?
Probably. I mean, I'm sure that there'll be things that I don't quite understand, and I have to dig a little bit deeper. I'm not that type of person that likes to pretend I know something and then go down a line of BS. If you ask me, hey, what do you think of this? And I don't know, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. Right. So I think those bumps will be in my way. I'm not worried about what anybody else thinks, but I think it's just the learning curve for me, and understanding different philosophies and different looks. And yeah, I think that's where I'm going to see the speed bumps.
And about 30 seconds to go here before we have to go to break at the bottom of the hour. How excited are you for this?
Super excited, and I'm super nervous, and I'm stumbling over my words. But yeah, I'm very excited to be a part of SOR, and yeah, I can't even express it right now.
He needs an I Am Pam t-shirt.
I do, because, well, yeah, I am Pam.
That's right.
Or you, Pam.
We're all Pam.
That's right.
We're all Pam. Tim, hold on right there, because we are going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. My name is Dave Scott. Final half hour of the brand new UFO report. We're introducing you to Tim James. He's going to take over the report starting Friday night. Spaced Out Radio continues right after this.
This is Spaced Out Radio, and your host, Dave Scott.
It's amazing how long a second can be when you got a cough.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Water.
Water. Lorelei.
Yes. Just think of the Styx song. Laura.
Or Gilmore Girls.
Yep. Don't ever do that with her. She hated that show. Somebody said that to her. We were out a while back, and somebody says, "Oh yeah, your name, man. Yeah, because it's from the Gilmore Girls." And I just saw her eyes.
Uh-oh.
Don't know.
Quickly here,
Mhm.
one of my longtime listeners.
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tina. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, I feel like I'm working at the keg.
We're like a cappella.
Right?
Yep.
It was funny because
Hi, Polly Rotterman.
what really screwed my mom up was when we went to the Granville. Remember the old Granville cinemas down on Granville?
Yeah.
Right? Well, 1977,
I was 4.
I was 11.
You're older than me.
We went down there, and it was, I think, Saturday Night Fever and whatever was on. And my stepmother.
Back up so the mic can pick you up.
Oh, sorry. So my stepmother said, she goes, "You're not going to go. We're not seeing Saturday Night Fever." I was like, "Oh, okay." My brother was devastated. She goes, "We're going to go see Close Encounters of the Third Kind."
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good pull, Mom.
I know, right?
Good pull right there.
Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah. That is awesome. That is just amazing. God, I love that movie.
Yeah. Took me a bit, 11 years old, to try to figure out what the mashed potatoes was all about, but then it all come together at the end. I was like, okay, I got it. I understand this.
Yeah, I didn't understand the mashed potatoes thing right off the bat. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Many years later, I get it. I didn't get it before.
No.
All right. We're about halfway through here.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely cooling down. Thank God.
Oh, man. Because I put the fan on. I forgot I had the fan in here.
It's working good.
Yeah. Totally pumps the heat out. Right?
Yeah. Not a fan of that.
Man, that's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get some hot single folks on the show, Dave? Wow. Dark Starry Sky, how are you? She's a 100-miler.
All right.
Yeah. She's a 100-miler. She's one of us.
Cool.
She's a 250.
Excellent.
None of them damn 604s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Don't want the 604s up here. Why are the deer eating my garden?
Right?
Why are there no street lights?
Yeah.
You can't have a fire in October. There's a ban. Stop with the fireworks.
I know, right? Yep. How come you don't have a McDonald's?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Why is there no McDonald's? How is this town ever going to grow without a McDonald's?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh.
What's with the water?
My car has spots.
How come I can't wash my car without white spots on it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How come everything's closed on Sunday?
Everybody call the officers. There's a bear in my yard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How dare those children go swimming in the creek in town at the park?
Yeah. Why are those kids on dirt bikes on the field across the highway?
Oh, yeah. How come the snowmobiles rip across the lake on the ice in the winter? They're noisy.
Why are there tents on the ice in the winter?
Oh, yeah. Heard that one.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
We're terrible.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Like 7 seconds. Here we go at the final half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you for joining us. Very much appreciate earning your listening ears. Reminder to all of you that if you missed most of this show or others, you can check out our free archives going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. You can find us on every major podcast network as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram, Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire. Check out our swag as well. All right. Tim James, our new UFO reporter. Taking over the UFO report. You got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Yeah. What do you like about them UFOs?
What do I like about them? The mystery of it all. Just, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like, what do you like about ice cream? It tastes good. Yeah. The mystery about it all. I think I think that the surface has been scratched deep enough, but I think there's a lot more layers, and I'm just curious. I want to know more. I want to understand more. I want to see more. I want to experience more. More, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm just super, super interested. And like I said, I think too, the floodgates opened and now my brain's going at 100 miles an hour and I just want to dig. And I've heard a couple of people say, oh, you're going down the rabbit hole, right? And yeah, I want to go down the rabbit hole. I want to.
But that brings up a good point. Mm-hmm. Why is it important for you to go down the rabbit hole? I mean, for a lot of people, it's scary. A lot of people don't really want to know.
Right.
A lot of people may not believe in UFOs. Sure. A lot of people don't believe that there could be life from another planet or another system or another timeline that are visiting here. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it's important to go down this role?
Well, I think basically for me, it's just the sheer curiosity of and I guess learning what else is out there. Like we're on this big blue orb on the marble. What else is out there? What do these other beings, people, whatever? What do they do? How do they survive? Involved, like how do they live their lives? I'm sure there's something out there is what I'm saying, but I'm 100% sure there's something out there, but I just want to know more about them. It's like when you go to a different country on a holiday, right? There's a lot of people that like to stick to the all-inclusives and hang out at the pool, right? Totally cool. But when I go out, or when my wife and I, when we head out to some, go to a different country, Mexico, whatever it is, I always want to go where the locals go, or I want to learn more about their culture. I want to learn more about what they're doing, how they live, how they make their livings. So it's all encompassing. I don't want to stick to the normal path, I guess. I'd like to learn. And that's what's important to me about UFOs and stuff. I want to learn how these things work. I want to learn, what is this stuff riveted? Is it bolted together? I'm a mechanic by trade, right? For 30 years. So it just doesn't stop. Like there's so much to take in. And I want to but I would like to be able to take in and learn about this whole field, I guess.
Have you ever seen a UFO?
I think so. I mean, I've seen stuff way up in the air and you know, seen those fleeting zooms and stuff like that. But when I was probably about six or seven, I was laying in bed, and I think I've told you this story. I was laying in bed. It was late at night, and my bed was underneath the bedroom window. And while I was sleeping, I heard somebody going, Tim. And I thought, oh, my mom or whatever. But there was nobody in my bedroom. So I just rolled back over, and I kept hearing it. And it was very quiet, Tim. So I stood up on my bed, and it sounded like it was coming from outside. And across from us was an old farmer's field with cherry trees and a bunch of stuff in it. And when I stood up and I looked out the window, there was 2 full moons. And there was the one that was, you know, set in the sky normal, and this monstrous one that looked like it was just sitting over top of the field. And that happened to me twice in 1 week. And this is basically, you know, when I said something to, you know what I saw last night? You know what I saw? That's where all of a sudden, yeah, my mom went into panic mode and whatever. So I've experienced that. I've heard things, but I was a little kid. So, you know, you start doubting yourself as you get older. Was it a dream? But I don't think it was. I dreamt that I walked out of the house and across that field. I'm thinking it was a dream in my pajamas and went up a ramp. That's all I remember. Like just a small little ramp, lighted ramp. But I don't know if that's childhood. I have no clue. I couldn't tell you if that was all in my head as a little boy, or if anything actually happened. But I've never pursued to find out, if that makes any sense.
Do you think something happened?
I'm starting to. It almost feels like now that I think about it a little more, and I've talked to you, like I said, I've told you this story before. I think what I'm finding is I don't know if it's these little snippets. I don't remember seeing beings. I don't remember seeing people or whatever, aliens. I didn't remember seeing that. All I remember was the 2 moons, and then walking across the street just in my PJs and walking up this little ramp. And I'm thinking it may be because there seems to be more that keeps popping back into my head. Just small little things. I remember how cold it was. I remembered the smells. Yeah, it was almost, it's too real to not be real, if that makes sense.
Being Canadian like myself, what do you think would happen if the Canadian government came out and said that UFOs are here, UFOs are real?
I think a lot of us would go, told you so, right? You're telling us something that we don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I've heard a lot of people's theories on it. I think, like you said a couple of shows ago, and you've said it a few times, disclosure. Do we need to know everything, or do we just need confirmation that, you know, the rest of us out here, you know, aren't nuts? We're not nuts. Nobody you know, we know it's there. Just spit it. And I think what would happen in Canada, I don't know, we're a bit of a different country. We'd be like, hey, nice to meet you. How's it going, eh?
Do you want a beer?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want a beer?
Hockey game's on.
Yeah, come on, sit down. We got the nachos coming out.
I believe, though, without getting too deep into it, I think that you would find that your biggest impact would be on people that are hardcore Catholics, hardcore Christians, whatever, like hard religious. I think that was something like that. I think that would tear apart a belief that, you know, you grew up with. No different than us that maybe some of us that don't go to church, but I have a funny feeling that the churches might
hold it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Hold it back. You know, the big thing is, though, we do know that there is a UFO story out there right now. And you want to be part of that, bringing that to the public.
Right.
What we are able to find out. And you're one of these guys. I know you're going to be digging daily for any type of news stories, and you've already started on that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it important to you to get this story out to the SOR public?
I think the more information that's how would you say? A lot of people like to say less is more, and in certain cases that's okay. But I think it's important because it's, first of all, it's news, and you don't know everything. So I mean, obviously, there's news that comes out, and there's new things that, that's important. But I think the thing is too is the more people that you speak with, and the more people that are in agreement or of the same mindset, you can't have 75 million people believing, in something, in my opinion, believing in something, and then 75 million people can't be wrong, so to speak, right? I think it's support of the people that do believe and are believing in whatever it is, Bigfoot's, paranormal, UFOs, right? I think that's all. I think it's important. It validates, right?
Yes, I get that, and I think that's smart. Because in the end, I know you and I have discussed this quite a bit. Starting in a couple nights, you're going to want to bring those stories to the public. You're going to want to be that voice of reason that really doesn't seem to be out there in a lot of places. Now we've had some great people. You got some big shoes to fill around here, especially with Courtney and Nicole and others who had this position. But I mean, for you, it's just a matter of, trying to get the story out there. For sure. And like you say, there's some big shoes to fill, and there's no question about it. And there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to be a road to hoe, right? But that's okay. I'm the new kid on the block. I was a new kid when I was an apprentice. I get it. Like, they used to say to me, shut your hole and know your role, right? So, but in this case, you can't shut your hole because you got to speak your role on what it is. Yeah, for sure. But for UFOs and everything, I mean, this story has become so political. As you've started looking into this, are you surprised how political it's become? It's like, okay, somebody make up their mind. It's a tug of war between, it feels like it's a tug of war. It looks like it's a tug of war. It's like there's people kind of going, yeah, okay, maybe, yeah, all right, well, we'll give you a little bit. And other people going, oh, no, they don't know what they're talking about. I think what I've found is that and I think a lot of people have found, it's a never ending. It's just like they just put us on a horse track, and you just run around in a circle and run around in a circle. Like you're the fish in the fishbowl. Oh, there's a castle. Oh, there's a castle. It's the same thing. Something at some point has to give and break, right? As far as I'm concerned, it has to. So, and the people that you've talked to over the years about UFOs, and when that subject comes up, do you think they're excited for it? Do you think they are ready for any sort of understanding that we may not be alone? I would say a lot of the people that I've spoken with are okay with it. Like, you sit around and wouldn't that be cool? And, we've had those conversations and whatever. But I know some people that I've spoke to that wholeheartedly believe in what's going on out in the universe and whatever, but I don't want to know though, right? If I don't see it, it's like tucking your head under I believe that there's a boogeyman, but as long as I don't see the boogeyman or what have you, it's not gonna bother me, right? So I don't know. Like I say, majority of my experiences is that, I think there's a lot of people that would be happy to see it happen, and very few of the people that I've spoken to that believe that don't want to really know. Right? What's the biggest challenge you see in reporting on this? I think probably
is, first of all, just making sure that I don't look like that dweeb that's just, I don't want to, hey, Dave's second guessing his decisions. I also want to bring things to the table that are actually going to interest people, and they're not going to go, oh yeah, we're just going through the motions here. Tim's covering the last 45 minutes of the SOR on the, you know what I mean? I want to bring something pertinent. I don't want it to be over the top, mind-boggling, but I want to bring things out and bring things that are interesting, that people are interested in hearing. We've talked about it with news media, whatever. You and I have had the discussion. There's people that want to know news, and then there's people that want to just know the feel good stuff, right? And I would like to bring the news, still fun, still interesting, but bring tangible stuff and not just kind of ice the cake, I guess.
I think icing the cake is the best part.
Well, icing on the cake's the best.
Yes.
Right? Okay, fair enough.
True.
Yeah.
But overall, I
Mhm.
mean, the point that we try and do here on the show, and you know this, we've talked about this, and our audience now, thankfully, expects it,
Right.
is trying to get the latest out there
Right.
that's happening,
Right.
you know, and prepared for our show. I mean, that's the beauty of doing this. I mean, there's not a lot of news sections for you to check out. So you
Exactly. No, you're right. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's important too, is that your SOR has a large audience, and you don't want to disrespect them, and you don't want to insult them, right? And that's not my style.
They're smart people out there.
100%.
You know, I hear it.
Yeah.
I hear it. And you know, there are times when they ask questions I don't know the answers to.
And that's okay though, right? I mean, you can't have the answer to everything, but you're right. You don't know. And I think that's the first thing. Like there are some smart people. Like when I was just lurking in the chat rooms when I first started, my goodness, I was just like, holy cow. I was like, what does that mean? And I'd have to research what that person was talking about so that I understood what they were talking about. I was like, man, are you ever smart, right? A lot of very, very smart subscribers and people that come on here. And I don't want to be a one-trick pony or, you know, a dog and pony show. I want to come in here and help and give people what they're expecting to, you know, when they come to SOR, right?
Oh, I get you.
Mm-hmm.
I get you. It's tough doing it every night.
Yeah, I don't envy you. I always wanted to do this because growing up as a teenager, wanted to be on radio and all that sort of stuff. And seeing what you do, it just like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that every night. I don't know if I could do it.
Is it different watching the show on say you're listening to the podcast or the live radio show or watching it on YouTube or Twitch?
Yeah. And
then sitting here in studio?
Yeah, completely. Because there's a lot of stuff going on that obviously, like in anything television and broadcasting, you don't see. And it's like, yeah, you feel part of an audience when you're watching it on YouTube and you're chit-chatting, you know, with the mods and the people on. That's totally awesome. But sitting here and you're still chit-chatting and whatever, but it's different. You're not part of the audience. You're going, holy cow, what is he doing now? And it's a lot different, and it's not easy.
Multitasking 101 with Dave Scott.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I do it sometimes.
I've seen you come. Well, I know what you do for work, and I know how you are on your day job. And then you come in and put 3 hours plus in here. It's like, oh, man. I don't know. I honestly don't know how you do it.
It's probably because I love sitting in a really hot or really cold studio.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I get the hot of the hot in here. And then at winter time,
she freezes.
She gets cold in here. Sometimes I've worn winter jackets on the air.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets a little cold. Simon says, Tim, you're doing great. Means a lot to have someone ready to put yourself out there. In here, you know what I mean, Dave. You especially. Thanks.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. yeah, they're pretty cool. The audience is pumped up for you.
Well, I'm just hope that I can live up to expectations, and yeah, like I said, not be an insult to their intelligence.
Holy cow! Like, you've been practicing your media cliches before you even come in. Just happy to be here. We're going to take it one show at a time, and God willing, I can bring that UFO news to you.
Sounds like locker room reporting, right?
Right? Oh my God. Oh, you know, it was weird. I was watching. Here's something fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right before last night's show,
right,
I was watching some Facebook reels and the videos that they have on there.
Yeah.
And they start doing this one about the Vancouver Canucks when I used to cover them.
Oh, okay.
And like 30 seconds in, there's my hand and my old microphone flash, like right there. And I had to pause, call my boy in, and say, "Hey, see that hand there? Yeah, that's Dad. That's Dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's awesome." And then he took off like no interest, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your dad used to cover the NHL, but you don't care.
No,
you don't care. All you do is talk hockey every day,
mm-hmm.
but you don't care. The dad used to cover
right.
the NHL. No, it's no clue. No clue.
Gotta love kids.
Yeah,
they're honest.
Yeah, that's cool, Dad. I'm out of here.
Gotta go.
Going back to my hockey video game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's weird. Moody Mongol says, does our new SOR reporter look a little like Adam Savage? I don't even know who Adam Savage is.
Adam Savage.
Was that the guy from, I think that was the science guy from.
Oh, Adam. Yeah, from Mythbusters?
Mythbusters, yeah.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah, I think if we put a beret on you, you might be the same.
I'd have to get a really thick mustache and everything going.
Could be. We're going to have a lot of fun.
I would not doubt that.
We are. We're going to have a lot of fun. And sometimes you'll be in studio. Sometimes you'll be at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I always know and I trust you that you're going to get the UFO news out there, my man.
100%.
Absolutely. That's Tim James, everybody. Tim James, our new UFO reporter. He'll be starting in a couple nights' time.
Absolutely.
To bring the UFO news to you guys 3 nights a week. As we say goodbye to Tim, and hello to Mr. Ron Bumblefoot Thal, rocking in the background with Little Brother is watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody listening in at work, at home, in your cars, wherever you may be. Thank you to everyone in our chat rooms tonight. YouTube, Twitch, LGAP, Facebook, Spreaker, LinkedIn, Space Travelers Club, and on X at hashtag Spaced Out Radio. Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. Thank you so much for choosing to share your evening with us, because together, my friends,
we're watching.
We own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Yes, the Woo train has docked for the night, but soon, my friends, we shall ride again. Seats are always available. Your tickets never expire. And if you want to bring a friend, what the hell? We've got room for them too. Good night. We're clear.
Excellent.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was quick.
That was quick.
And then I went on that church thing, and as soon as I said it, I said, shut up.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. All right, let's so what do you guys think of Tim here? You guys like him? You know, does he look like a cute little booger that you want to pick? Huh? Be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest. You know, you could pick your friends, you could pick your nose, but you never pick your friends' noses.
That's right.
You know? All right.
No, I had a good time.
Good, man. That's what it's up to. That's what it's for. All right, give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah.
I just gotta upload this or download. I always get uploaded, download
I do
mixed
too.
up.
I get left and rights mixed up.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I get it.
I don't get it. Why can't we all just be Rick Harrison and own a pawn shop?
Oh my God. Rick Harrison.
I'm Rick Harrison. This is my pawn shop.
And then you got to laugh after every sentence.
Look at me. I'm laughing at my own jokes.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been in there?
I have a couple of times.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how small it was in there.
I haven't, but I've heard of other people that are friends of mine that have gone in and said, yeah.
And they're never there.
Mm-mm.
They're only there for the filming.
Yeah.
So the chances of actually seeing them are slim to none.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, and whatever anyway.
I will say this, though. I'm still entertained as hell by their show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am. Not going to lie.
And it's funny, too, because you'll sit there and you'll watch it and you'll go, I'm looking for $3,000. And do you find yourself going, I know what he's going to offer him?
Yeah. $6.
Yeah. Right.
$6.
It's as high as I can
And
go.
it's not just you. It's not that I just don't trust you. It's just I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to hell.
Uh-huh.
You got body odor. Just get out of here. All right. Hey, quickly here. I want to address something here because it's come up for some reason. This has come up a couple of from about 5 or 6 different people recently. And I don't know why this is coming up, but it is. And Emperor Penguin, who I think I know who you are, okay, decided to bring it up again tonight in our chat room about the turnover at SOR. The turnover. Okay, because I know you got many of you out there, not all of you. You love the juice. You love the drama. You love everything about wanting to know what's going on, why people leave, why they don't. And as you know, I've never commented on it, on why certain people leave. And guess what? I'm not going to tell you for a couple of reasons. Number one, we're in actual business. And I don't pry into your business. I wouldn't want you to pry into mine. Granted, I know I'm a public figure. Okay, I know I'm a public figure. All right. And people will come and go because volunteers do that. They do that because of their time. They do that because other things come up. They do that because of family, job opportunity, and many other things. I'm not going to get into names. I'm not going to get into stories. Well, why did this person leave or why did that person leave? Have I been disappointed when some people have left? Yes, but it's their choice. Have I had to make some tough decisions? Yes, I have. For the better, what I feel is the betterment of the show progressing forward. But I'm not going to deal with throwing good people under the bus and be a part of story time drama because some people want to discuss it. Okay? I don't do drama. I don't do the Twitter thing where everybody has to air their dirty laundry. I have respect for many people who've come and gone. And in the future, people will come and go as well. Life changes for a lot of people. You know, this isn't a business where we're making $1 million a year where I could pay these people great money. Right? And so I would really appreciate that the rumor mill or whatever it is just stops, because I'm never going to comment on it, because it's, no offense, please don't take this the wrong way, but what happens behind the scenes of SOR is not the public's business. If somebody wants to come out, like if Courtney wants to come out, say, hey, I left SOR because my friend needed a hand at their farm, and I decided that I would help them out. And that means that because they're elderly and they don't have time to do it. Hey, if that's their way, reason why she left, which truthfully, that's exactly the conversation Courtney and I had. Okay. That doesn't mean anything with the show. This is show business. The show must go on. Right? Hold on one second.
Your host, Dave Scott.
All right. The show must go on. And I've heard the rumors. I've seen the rumors. Okay. Boy, Dave can't seem to keep a weekend host. Boy, why is there so much turnover on the UFO report? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And I appreciate that you guys care. Trust me, I do appreciate that you guys care. Okay. But I'm not going to sit here and badmouth or bash or tell story time where some of them are very personal as to why people have left. Right? So if they want to go out and blab it, they can. I'm not going to play that game. No matter what happens, guys, I am one of the most, and I'm not looking for sympathy here. I'm not looking for anything. Okay. But I think the facts are the facts. I am one of the most consistent people that puts on a broadcast every day for you. Right? And I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying that because it's the truth. I love my job. I've created a job for myself. I wish this job would allow me not to have to work my daytime job. Mm-hmm. Tim right there can tell you how tired I am and how stressed I am and how I have to micromanage every minute of my day in order to make things happen for this show, for me to get on the air with you guys every night. Okay. Yeah, no, and if some people want to go do their own thing, or some people want to go and test their own waters, go for it. I'm never going to hold people back. Who am I to hold people back? A lot of people have left here to do their own thing, and good on them for doing it. Right? Sometimes it's put me in a real predicament to try and find someone else. But other times it's like, hey man, if you're not happy with the way things are going, or you want to try your own thing because you want to take your own voice into a different construct than what we do here, go for it. Right? Have there been times where I didn't want people to go? Absolutely. Absolutely. Grant Tavius was one of them. Lynn Wallington was another. Courtney was another. But I have to respect the fact of the reason why they left, to do their own thing or due to family issues. Okay. Do you really want me to get out there and say that one of the people who left us because their spouse didn't like that person doing the show and felt it ate up too much of their time and was threatening divorce over it? Is that what you want to hear? Because that happened to one of them. Do I need to get into that kind of drama with you guys? Right? Mm-hmm. Look, there's been people who've left. They don't like me. Don't care. I like them. Right? And that's what's going to happen over time. Right? So I'm not going to speak about this again because once again, we are a business. We run this like a business, even though we're sure as hell not paid like a business, right? And we are working on building something special behind the scenes, but I'm not going to play the drama game. I'm not going to play the game where people are like, well, why did you leave SOR? Why did you leave SOR? I'm not going to do that, right? So, I'm sorry, but the show has to go on. Whether I'm here or not, the show has to go on. I guess I kind of have to be here for the show.
You do.
All right. So, for all those who have been talking tough, including Emperor Penguin in our chat room tonight, come out and challenge me. I know who you are, Emperor Penguin. I know who you are. Do you think I'm going to be intimidated by it? No. But there's always people out there who want the juice. They want that drama. They thrive off that drama. They think I'm hiding something. I'm not hiding anything. I'm just choosing not to talk about it. There's a big difference. Right? It's like me walking in. Thanks, Mike Bothwell. It's like me walking into Tim's wife's restaurant or cafe, pardon me, tea room, whatever we call it. I better get it right because she'll kick my ass.
Yeah, she can go back and look at the archives.
Okay. Lorelei.
That's right.
And it's like me going up to her and say, oh, by the way, or Tim, I'll use you as an example here.
Yeah.
It's like me going up to you and saying, oh, by the way, how much in tips did Lorelei make today?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that my business?
Absolutely not.
No. Would I ask that question?
No, you wouldn't.
No. Why would I?
Yeah.
Right? Or, hey, Lorelei had to fire one of her employees.
Right.
Let's say they allegedly
Yeah.
were smoking dope while on shift.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, why did you fire Jane? Is that any of my business?
Nope.
No, it's a business decision.
That's right.
Doing what's best for your business.
That's right.
That's the way we treat it. Right?
And it's just like anything in life. There's always change, man. There's, well,
it's tough sometimes because you try and be an open book with good people. Like our audience, like on our YouTube side, they're really good people.
Yeah.
But there's the odd one that just wants to stir up a bunch of chatter.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
And hey, if that's what gets you off, go for it. Doesn't mean I have to play the game.
No, for sure.
Not going to play the game.
That's it.
And kind of go from there. And I think that's okay. I do.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's totally okay. If people don't like it, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Oh well.
I'll just call you a 604. Yeah, you don't want none of that.
No.
That just happened.
Oh.
Shake and bake.
That's it.
Did you see that? That just happened.
Copyright. SOR incorporated.
Every time I watch Talladega Nights,
Yeah.
it gets more and more funny.
Totally. I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's no product placement in that movie at all, though.
Yeah. No. I mean, oh, God. I love that movie.
Yep.
Love that movie.
Yes.
Anyways, I just wanted to deal with that. I know who. I know 99% of you don't give a care about what goes on behind the scenes as long as we bring you a good program each and every night. And, you know what? You guys expect it. We try and deliver. We're not always going to hit home runs. We're going to hit some singles. We're going to hit some doubles. And the odd time we're going to strike out.
But we'll be in the game.
And that's what we're doing. You know, that's exactly what we're doing. So hopefully you guys can accept that answer, you know, because we can't do it without you. But that's my answer, man. The break kicks off. Let me look at the calendar. The break officially kicks off July 20th. July 20th is when it happens. And then we're down until I come back on August 5th. So during that break, we're going to be redoing the behind the scenes stuff at SOR. Like Tim will be giving me a hand here. We will be working diligently to try and get things updated. Like you're probably not going to notice the changes, but the changes are more for us behind the scenes.
Right.
Excuse me.
A little bit of housekeeping.
And so that's kind of just the way it is. You know, we gotta tighten things up, things that should have been done years ago that I didn't even know we had to do. Like all the back end keywords of 60 for 1,400 shows on YouTube. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's truthful.
Yeah.
All right. You know, trying to get our social media up to where it needs to be. Got to bring things up to standard. We got a new Facebook page that I created in order to try and broadcast live on there. And I can't figure out why Facebook is not allowing us to broadcast on the new Facebook page, even though I've read the rules and regulations and I'm doing everything correctly. Right?
Yes.
I love Facebook's attitude of it's not broken, but let's fix it anyways.
Yeah.
They went totally Microsoft that way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not broken,
Mm-hmm.
but we're going to change it all up
Mm-hmm.
just to screw with you.
Yeah, just because we can.
Yep. So when you guys are sitting around doing nothing, I'm actually going to be in studio every night working. That's the truth of it all. Right? I feel like Vince Vaughn and Zoolander right now. My hair.
Yeah, it was looking quite dapper at the beginning.
I don't even get it.
I just get mine out of my eyes now.
No, we don't have a Discord. We will never have a Discord. Dave 100% hates Discord. Hates it. Hates it. So there will never be a Discord channel. The only thing that I've found that Discord is good for is trolls and the fact that you can never log off from the app on your phone.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Like you think you would have a logout button? Try finding it.
Yeah, no, I'm good then.
Yeah. Yeah, Discord needs some Facebook.
Yeah, no, I don't like that stuff.
No. So what I'm doing right now, Tim, is I'm just editing the show.
Yeah.
And then prepping to send it to my radio stations.
Oh, right.
Because this show will play tomorrow night. So when I say we're live on the radio, a lot of people, you're not live, you're recorded. Yeah, we're in radio. The term is live to tape.
Yep.
So everything we do, everything we do is live to tape.
Got it.
So that way, if there's any swearing, if there's anything politically
incorrect,
because Lord knows, got to watch for that now.
Yeah.
Unless you're Walter Sterling. Yeah, Walter M. Sterling. Which reminds me, that's what WQHT radio. I want to know their schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't it. WQPT. WQPT. That's WQPT. I think that's it. Oh, for God's sake. Walter M. Sterling. There he is. Show us your website, Walt. There you go. Love this guy. I've become one of his fan favorites every night on the radio. He just expects me there.
Okay.
So I told him I was taking Friday night off.
Yeah.
Because I have to go to the coast.
Yeah.
And he's like, he comes on the air tonight and he's like, what's this? You're not going to be on Fridays anymore? I'm hearing from my producer. I said, Walt, I said, this Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, I have to go out of town. So I will not be around this Friday. And he's like, because we need our Dave Scott fix.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what was it the other night? Yeah.
Simon wants to know, are you connected? What insights will you offer outside the norm? Do you want me to answer that?
Sure. Go ahead.
Simon, he's brand new. We are literally, think of him as pottery.
Yes.
We've just thrown the mud on the spinner, man. You are mud on the spinner right now.
Mud on the spinner.
Mud on the spinner.
Yeah. No, I'm the new kid on the block. I've got a lot to learn, and yeah, I'm just a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I just have to slow my brain down. And it's like when you're starving to death and you get to that plate of food, you just want to go at 100 miles an hour and just stuff everything in your face. It's like,
yeah, man.
I got to not do that.
Yeah. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
So he's going to be learning on the fly. Like, you got to give Tim, 4 to 6 weeks to not only get comfortable, but to get comfortable with the names and everything. Okay. And, over time, once he's comfortable with that, he's going to start joining more Facebook groups and, more social media posts. We're going to have more UFO news. He's going to start doing some copy on our website. So our website will have some news on there. And you know what? It'll help, and with Tim retired now, it's going to be easy for him to send some messages and get to know some people. Where, last night before the show, he came over, we were going over UFO names. So, yeah. Simon says, I think of Tim in the Backwoods as the ghost movie and Dave behind. Oh, that's awesome.
Shall we play some music?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I used to love the movie what was that? Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Till I realized, like, in that movie, what's it said? The 60s or 70s?
I think it was
The
like
60s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, Patrick Swayze's like 28 years old in that movie. And Jennifer Grey is like 16.
Yeah.
Like, why are we not realizing that her father should have a problem with that?
Exactly.
A 28-year-old hitting on a 16-year-old?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is that not pervy on his part?
Yeah. That's Swayze pervy.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to be rated dead man here. We're talking about the movie characters.
Yeah, of course.
Not Patrick Swayze. God bless him. Right? But seriously, should we not be a little concerned that when he put baby in the corner, you put her in the corner of a man who's 12 years older than her?
Yeah.
And really should be dating someone his own age?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
No.
I don't think I am.
No, that
It bugs me. I can't watch that movie anymore. It grosses me out.
Yeah, there is a creep factor involved in it for sure.
Creep factor. Total creep factor.
Damn.
I don't get it.
No, me either. Me either. Yeah. Well, you go back and you look at a lot of those old movies, and there's some stuff that you go, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I get it. Or 1957 it's supposed to be, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Was that
Now I gotta check. Hold on.
Dirty Dancing?
Hold on. What year was Dirty Dancing supposed to take place? 1963.
Okay.
It was the summer of 1963 where teenager Frances Baby Houseman is vacationing with her family, cardiologist father Jake, mother Marge, and older sister Lisa.
Oh my God.
At Kellerman's, an upscale Catskills resort in the Borscht Belt, owned by Jake's sarcastic best friend Max. All right. Hold on. What is the age gap between Johnny and Baby? Pardon me, 17 and 25.
Yeah, still. Nobody
puts Baby in a corner.
Right?
Apparently, this is what it says on Google. Summary, Baby is 17, Johnny is 25 in Dirty Dancing. Legal, but still raises concerns today.
Yeah.
Oh, Dirty Dancing's age gap isn't the worst offender in Hollywood
No.
when it comes to on-screen relationships. Ugh. Yeah. Still grosses me out, though.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said, there's a creep factor. Like,
I remember there was this girl in my that I went to high school with.
Hmm.
Her name was Darcy.
Okay.
She always had like a man's haircut. But who cares?
Yeah.
Right? But she was dating this guy. I don't know who it was, but he was like 5 years older.
Okay.
And, it was total like 80s feathered hair back and all this kind of stuff. And I remember he had one of those bright red Dodge Probes.
Oh, Jesus.
And do you remember when like the Ferrari type of wrap was going on? Like they were putting it on Mazdas. And,
yep, I do.
Well, this Dodge Probe he did, or Ford Probe, he did that. And he had a license plate called So Cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was that guy.
Okay.
He was totally that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we would literally race around town because back then you went cruising.
Of course you did.
Right?
100%.
Kids today don't understand the power and fun of cruising.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Them damn kids today don't understand a good cruise down the main drag.
All I gotta say is get the hell off my lawn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we'd see him cruising in the So Cool license plates, right?
Mm.
And then so my friends and I came up, well, you're too cool. I'm
really
whatever cool. And then my other buddy would be, well, I'm not cool enough, right? Just call me I'm not cool enough. I need a license plate for that.
Oh my God.
So we had a good laugh with that.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was painless.
Yeah, man. Told you it would be painless.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the people kind of like you.
Yeah, Van Gold's kind of. We're not on, right?
Oh, we're still on. We're still on YouTube.
Where is she?
Vanessa, she's still on there.
Yeah.
She's still on there.
Nope, she said some very nice things. There was a lot of people that I'm just kind of cruising through and scrolling some stuff. And I was like, oh, that was very nice. Yeah. Very positive
very
stuff.
Nice. Very nice. All right.
Dead fish cheese spread liked my shirt.
When is Walter on live? Listen to the show. Walter on No, we don't want him on WABC. All right. When the hell is he on? Oh, he does segments called People of Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thea Landon's smutty book reading. Vic Ferrari's true NYPD stories. Strippers on the loose. Oh, yeah.
What's this, Simon the Likeable? Do you fear men in black now that you're out there? Hell no. Not at all.
WPHT radio. I'm going to put schedule on here. I never know when he's on. Sterling at night, 6 p.m. Is he on for 6 hours?
Wow.
Is he really on for 6 hours? Hold on. Let's find out here. Walter M. Sterling. No, he's on for 3 hours. He's on for 3 hours. Yeah. That would be my time. Okay. So he starts at 6 and okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. I think we're done.
Cool.
We're done. Who's on tomorrow? Let's find out here.
Yeah.
Go to Uli. Pam Osley's Evolution of Humanity in the Future.
Nice. Oh, Paramarv. I'll do my best, man.
Uh-huh. We'll do our best. Hidden Tiger from Australia. It's Tim from Australia. Tim. You have another Tim out there in Australia. You know what happens in Australia? Everything wants to kill you.
Right?
Spiders, snakes.
Koalas?
Koalas would rip your eyes out if they could. Yeah.
They look cute.
Can't go swimming.
No.
Because they got those little cute blue and gold octopuses that if you touch them, they bite down on you. Their poison could kill you like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Never mind the sharks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Crikey, it's a stingray.
Or the stingrays or you know, any marsupial, because we never get to use marsupial on this show.
Wombats will apparently mess you up too.
Yeah. Everything wants to kill you in Australia. You know?
Yeah.
You know, and people bitch about how violent hockey is.
Right?
What about Aussie rules football?
That stuff's
That's nut
shit.
bar. Completely nut. I would love to see that.
I watched it obviously on TV and stuff like that, but in a stadium, that's nuts, man. Like I don't even know what the rules are.
You can't swim even in your own swimming pool because a fucking black tip shark could end up in there. Never mind a 14-foot crocodile.
Yeah, no. That's like Florida. I have
That's
no
like
desire
Florida.
to go to Florida.
Everything wants to kill you in Florida too.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm good.
Not a hope in hell.
Nope.
I remember one time I was catching a connector out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And for as far as the eye could see from the airplane, it's just golf course after golf course.
Right.
And I'm sitting next to this guy, and I'm like, man, there's some gorgeous golf courses here. He goes, you play? And back then I did play.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest days of my life when I quit golf.
Yeah, right.
Right. and I said, look at all the water hazards here. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, around here, the ball goes in, you don't go get it.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
You don't even go close. I said, why? Because I'm a dumb Canadian guy.
Yeah, I'm fair enough.
Well, apparently after Hurricane Katrina moved in
Mm-hmm.
and did all the destruction in Louisiana and went into Texas,
Right.
well, it brought with her a bunch of crocodiles or alligators.
Excellent.
So now you don't even, you go up to get your ball, say it just rolled into the water. Yeah, you go pick that up and it's sitting right there. You're like, I'm just going to reach in and grab it.
No.
In the meantime, Wally the crocodile is going to bite your fucking arm off.
And the airboat rolls in, chewed it. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it up here.
It's terrible. I'm not losing my arm for a golf ball.
No.
You know, around here, you go, if you get in there, the worst thing that you're going to see, is like the mosquitoes, you know, or a toad.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no eels that are going to zap you like Australia.
No,
you know,
nothing falling out of a tree on you.
No, you know, you're not worried on the golf course of you know, having a mountain lion jump from a tree to attack you on the green.
Yeah, no.
You know, I mean, the odd time bears.
But they love that. They love golf courses. Don't know what it is.
You go to Banff, where all the elk are like mating in the middle of the
Mhm.
course. You're trying to tee off, and some-
Whistler,
yeah, Whistler too.
Bears, man.
Oh, my God, the fucking
Yeah.
Bears.
Yep,
Oh, we're talking real Canadian right now, dude.
that's
And
right, eh?
And we haven't even drank yet.
Nope.
Oh my.
Water.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm,
I ain't going to Australia.
Yeah.
It looks nice. You know, like I was watching, remember when they had the Sydney Olympics?
Yeah.
And they did like that triathlon
Yes.
and they had to swim in the ocean there
No.
right by the Opera House.
Yeah.
And they had to have like Navy divers every so many feet to watch for great whites and tiger sharks. And
Hey, let me just go through my contract.
yeah,
No.
that's bullshit
Yeah,
right
no.
there.
Mm-mm.
Dave's not doing that.
Hell no.
I could go to the Olympics? Great. But you want me to swim in the ocean
No.
where
Nope.
literally there are tiger sharks and bull sharks and reef sharks and great whites and
You know.
probably somewhere a damn megalodon.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah, no.
No way.
Mm-mm.
Not a hope in hell.
Yeah, it's like Mexico, right? Puerto Vallarta. And Lorela and the kid, they ran out. Hey, come on in. Yeah, the waves are breaking. And I was like, yeah, nope.
No.
I'm not going in that
I don't-
ocean.
Damn it, I don't go to White Rock.
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
Nope. No, even freshwater lakes, man. When I was water skiing, I'd wipe out in the middle of the lake. It was like, get that boat back around,
Mhm.
bring it around, because I don't like it. And
Because you hear the minute you go in
yeah,
and you're alone,
do, do,
doo doo, doo doo, doo doo.
Lorelai used to dive. She's a certified diver.
Oh, yeah?
Forget it. I says a 360-degree world where I can't see what's coming at you. Not
No.
happening. Noopy noop.
No
noop.
way, man.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No. Ugh.
No way.
No.
You know, not doing it. And you look at you look at the Mississippi River.
Ugh.
They've had bull sharks like 300-400 miles up the river,
Yeah.
like 10, 12-foot bull sharks.
Well, yeah. And then the river too. That's just a dumping ground.
And then you got the alligator gar.
Oh, those are weird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they get like 200, 250 pounds.
The American sturgeon, but vicious.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I got this big chunk of ice in here and I got to break this. I'm trying to figure out how to break it.
Got a screwdriver.
No, I do have a free piece of Cable Guy Matt's coaxial cable here.
Is it autographed?
It is autographed. It was at one point. It's worn out.
Oh,
You know who Cable Guy Matt is, right?
no, but I saw it last night on the show. I
Yeah,
saw the-
he's our cable guy, man.
Oh, Matt from okay.
It's Cable Guy Matt.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, now I do.
Yeah, I used to have T-shirts of him on the store. Cable Guy Matt.
Oh, for crying out loud! No, I know who he is now.
Yep, that's Cable Guy Matt. You know, we still have 220 people watching us
Really?
right now. Yeah,
You're kidding.
YouTube and X and all
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah, man.
Remember
20
that?
degrees Celsius is cold for us Queenslanders. You know what I would do in 20 degrees? Wear shorts
100%.
and a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. This 35 bullshit?
I hate it.
No. The perfect temperature is between 17 and 24.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect shorts weather. If that breeze comes, you can wear a hoodie
Exactly.
because you know if your upper body's warm,
Yeah.
the legs are going to be warm,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Well, I always found too that, and it's much easier for me to warm up than it is to cool down. So when it's like 35 and stuff like that, it's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like people in Phoenix, Arizona and stuff like that. But it's a dry heat. Okay, fair enough. I mean,
We're dry heat.
I know, but
We don't have we don't have humidity here.
No.
Very rarely.
no, very rare.
Very rarely.
Only if if we would have got a rain shower today, it would have been just
Yeah.
a swamp out
Oh,
there.
poor Jay Truth Seeker. He's on the Surrey Langley border. Oh,
Mm.
poor guy. Although
Better.
I will say this. Jay Truth Seeker, every time I go to Merle's, because he lives in that area, Surrey Langley border, first thing I do is go to Cloverdale, hit the Taco Bell right there.
Right.
You know where it is. You know where it is.
Mhm.
That Taco Bell serves some good food there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Merle's always like, hey, man, I made you dinner. I said, Bud, like,
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
I love Taco
You have
Bell.
Taco Bell 2 miles away from your house.
Mhm.
Do you think that I just traveled 5 hours to get to your place?
Yeah.
Do you really think that I want you to make me dinner when I got Taco Bell at a Baja Blast?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna order about 18 fucking tacos,
Shit, yeah.
and I'm gonna pound those bastards until I get my money's worth.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
No, used to have them for breakfast. They used to have a Taco Bell on was it Keith Road in North Vancouver, and back in the early '80s, and that was my delivery area when I worked for a furniture store. And damn, first thing me and the Swamper would do is we'd pull the truck right up in front of that Taco Bell, and we'd be having
Jay Truth Seeker is like, yes, totally yes. You know exactly where I'm talking about, Jay Truth Seeker.
yeah.
Yeah, 18 to 20 tacos. Actually, honestly, the last time I went to Merle's,
Yeah.
I think I ordered 5 tacos. 2 of the bigger, like everything burritos, beef burritos.
Mhm.
2 of those, and a bunch of the regular soft shell tacos. I think I ordered 4 of them.
Yeah.
I got the because they do that shitty Mexi fry thing.
Yeah.
Taco Time had it better with the Mexi fries and that
True.
amazing hot sauce. But you can't find a Taco Time anymore. They're hard to find.
Yeah. And I've seen it. I'm like in the States, I still think they've got them kicking around.
They got one in Bellingham or in Linden, Washington.
I thought there was a Taco Time in Surrey on Scott.
There was. It closed. I used to go.
Yeah, right
when I
on
first
North
started
Delta.
dating the missus.
Right across from the liquor store.
I was going out to her place about three days a week.
Yeah.
Guess where I stopped every time?
Right on Scott Road.
Right on Scott Road, right there. That's right. That
Yeah.
one's closed though.
Well, we used to end up leaving one of the establishments after drinking, and they were open. And those poor guys that see us all rolling into the Taco Bell, they'd be like, "Oh no." Yep.
That was like when they opened up the A&W or the Burger King down by Wonderland in Abbotsford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we would close down the bar,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd see this convoy of vehicles, and we're all heading to one place, and that is Burger King.
Whoppers.
They didn't even have Tim Hortons in town back then.
Is that right, eh?
Yeah.
Huh.
No, this but prior to Tim Hortons, man.
Wild. The Doug Shelby. Taco Bell is yeah.
The first thing I do when I get to a hotel in the U.S., Uber Eats Taco Bell. Man. It's true. Uber Eats Taco Bell.
That's cool.
Fuck, nice.
Taco Time Seattle.
They got Taco Time in Courtney?
No way.
Yeah.
Yep. The Ferret. Who's a 250, by the way.
Ferret, I thought you were up north. There's another list. Oh, that's Looney. When Looney comes in, he's up north.
Gotta have it fresh.
What is GYG? Is so overrated here. What is GYG?
What is GYG?
I agree with you, Mike Bothwell. Canadian Taco Bell is not as good as the United States.
No.
I don't know whether it's the fake meat they use down there because we got to use real stuff up here.
Yeah.
Where is Taco Time in British Columbia? Taco Time locations. Kelowna, closed. I thought that store closed.
Right.
Cranbrook. Is Surrey still open?
Really?
Oh my. Is that the one on Scott Road? Hold on.
It'd have to be.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Vernon has a Taco Time. Courtney has a Taco Time. There's a Taco Time in Vancouver. Where's the one in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Taco Time International Village. Where is this gorgeous place? Well, that's in Vancouver too.
Uh-huh.
Vancouver has a few of them. This is a lie. This hasn't been updated. There is no taco time in Penticton. I know this for a fact because I went looking for taco time in Penticton, and it is closed. It is not open. Taco time is no longer in Penticton. Victoria has a couple. And that was the only one I knew was closed. Taco Time, though, has the best hot sauce.
Exactly.
Best hot sauce.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going to it when, I don't know if they still do it that way, but they used to have them in those big squeeze bottles.
Oh, yeah.
I just inject them into the burritos.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
mm-hmm. Get out, I'm getting hungry.
Dude. We gotta go to Kamloops.
Yeah, okay.
Taco Bell opens in Taco Bell and KFC open in 8 hours and 15 minutes.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Don't ever tell me you're going to Kamloops, dude, because I'll put it in order.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I'll put it in order.
Yep. I haven't had to go to Kamloops in a while, but just about due.
I've never tried Jim Boy's in California.
No.
Have you tried the tacos? A little at the next to the 99 market? No, I haven't.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes.
How are those?
They were really good. Yes. Yeah.
See, I don't trust the only trailer I like in town is GBR.
Oh yeah, Nat.
Oh, greatest burger ever.
Huntsman.
No, I go with the regular GBR classic.
Yeah.
And then I throw in some cheese, bacon, and mushrooms. She's open tomorrow.
Yeah.
So now I have to debate now. Do I go spend money at your wife's place or do I go to GBR?
Decisions, man.
These are tough decisions. Very tough decisions right now.
Well, she when she first, place I was working at, got her trailer up and running and whatever. And she was right over beside Sprinter. She used to pull into that lot right beside Sprinter Glass there.
Yeah.
Right. And get the phone call from Lorelei. What's for supper tonight? Oh, don't worry about it. I got it. Yep.
Now I'm craving a GBR burger.
Well, Nat lives in the 108. We could probably wake her up.
We probably should wake her up.
I think so.
We probably should wake her up, number one. And number two, she makes a good poutine.
Oh, for
she
sure.
She makes a very good poutine.
Yeah. Well, so does actually the Sugar Shack.
I don't shop there. Because they don't take debit.
No.
I don't like that. How can you take credit card but not take debit?
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I like
Jennifer says, y'all are cracking me up. Dave and Tim make a great team.
Dave and Tim in the evening.
Mm-hmm. I'm tired.
Yeah. Me too.
Let's shut this down.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for your patience.
Yeah. All right. Timmy, you have a good night.
You as well, Dave. Thank you.
And everybody, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you to our super chatters tonight. Cat Chaser, la 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 la, right. W Decker, Area 53, Cosmic Joe, Gizmo, Toe Tag, FaZe Will, Big Dog, and Mike. Thanks, guys. Love you. And see you tomorrow. Bye.
Stay healthy, my friend.
You too.
If you need bail money, give me a call.
Always, Dad. Take care.
You too.